And we are live, I think. Good evening. Welcome to News and Nonsense at Night. I'm Auntie AK, aka Queer Jamphy, aka the auntie of all aunties, and I'm here with.
I'm Farrah, resident Caribbean queen.
And Nana's going to be along soon. She's got laptop woes, so she'll be with us in a second. So this is News and Nonsense. And because the world is literally in the handbasket that it's going to hell in, we decided to bring the news our way. We're going to dig through all the news and nonsense out there to give you our take on it. We're here to help you separate the wheat from the chaff, the sap from the crap, what you need to know from what you don't. But before we do get into all of that, what do you want to do? What do we need to do?
You need to like on entry, please. Click the like button. Thank you so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, if you're not a member, please sign up to our membership. Do all the things. Thank you kindly.
When he said like on entry, somehow it sounded sexual.
Thank you kindly.
You
would think that because you're nasty.
Like on entry. Okay. And also, after you've done all of that, please, what else? Subscribe. Did you say all of that?
I said that.
You did say that. And guys, by the way, my disclaimer, my favorite bit, these are just our opinions. We're not experts. It's the ultimate cool aunties WhatsApp group. You want actuals and factuals, ask TLC, Google or phone a friend. Any links we share are for you to dig deeper for yourself. Thank you, please. Okay. Who is in the Chizette? Who's here? Good evening, everyone. I'm moderator. Thank you for being first, bright and early. Thank you for your moderating services. Let's keep an eye for all the trolls and the idiots out there. Sora, good evening. Breath of fresh air.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
9547. Evening, everyone. Oh gosh, how do I say this? Tslane Mackenzie Wilkinson. Good evening. First time ever catching a live and leaving a comment in any live I've ever watched. Bless you. Welcome. Thank you. Please say how to say your name phonetically so I don't mess it up again. Good evening, Cher. We're all good. Caramel QT, good evening. Everyone's welcoming the first time commenter. I don't want to mess up your name. Please give me the phonetic way to say it. Evening, Entourages, says Rochelle Hewitt. We're all good. Hello, Entourages. I don't use that enough. Yo, Entourages. Who else? That's it at the moment. Will Smith, being cheeky as usual. Nana will deal with you when she gets back. Waving Cat Designs. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Waving Cat Designs. My birthday was on Friday. I've had a great birthday weekend. It's been fantastic. So thank you very much. Fashion for Crime. Hello, sister, and welcome. Listen, Sora. Yeah, I sang my little butt off, man. Sim 1P. Hi. Have you finished birthday body popping? AK. Just about. I think I'm done now. I'm going to get some news and nonsense and all that stuff. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I can see Nana in the background. I don't know if she's coming yet. Thank you, everybody. We are now going to get into it. News and nonsense. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, first up, the big news in the streets. Emails upon emails, more than 20,000 pages of emails have been released by the House Oversight Committee to show how prominent business, political, and cultural figures contracted Jeffrey Epstein for advice on everything from politics to relationships after Donald Trump became president. So Trump's been mentioned, other people have been mentioned. Lots of things are going down, man, in this email.
Tommy Robinson's been mentioned.
Tommy Robinson. See, all of them.
He's up in that shit too.
All these dirty people. So let me just get the video up 1 second. There's a lot going on out there, man. I just want them just to reveal everything. Just drop the names and do what it is and just stop.
And these aren't even Epstein files. These are just emails from the estate.
Exactly. It's like, just release everything. Stop all this nonsense and longing it out. Welcome, Nana. How are you?
I am fine. Hello, everybody.
Hello. We party till the break of dawn. All right. Guys, by the way, this is going to be only a 10-minute show. We're all tired. And we know I'm lying. All right, let's go. Some emails have been released, and this is a conversation around the emails.
Investigation. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, minutes ago, literally, releasing emails that they say were written by Jeffrey Epstein that explicitly, specifically mention Donald Trump by name and in context that we really haven't heard before. Let's get right to Caitlin Collins, who's got this reporting. Caitlin, what are you learning?
Yeah, John, these are emails that show Jeffrey Epstein mentioning Donald Trump by name multiple times in private correspondence that he had with people, including Ghislaine Maxwell, obviously his longtime associate and accomplice, and also the author Michael Wolff, in a time span of about the last 15 years or so in these emails. Now, these are coming out from the House Oversight Committee. They had issued a bipartisan subpoena to Jeffrey Epstein's estate, John, as you know, earlier this year. And so they've gotten their hands on a trove of documents. And these are emails that included Jeffrey Epstein on them. They were sent either to him or from him that mentioned Donald Trump before he was in office and also while he was in office during his first term. And I want to walk you through these emails of what exactly we are reading in Jeffrey Epstein's own words in these emails that have been released by the House Oversight Committee. And in one of them, Jeffrey Epstein says, and I should note, Trump did not send or receive any of these messages. He's not a party to these emails, John, but these are emails from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. This is one from April 2nd, 2011. And in this email, Jeffrey Epstein writes to Ghislaine Maxwell and says, quote, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. There's a name that's redacted, which the House Oversight Committee has said is a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. Obviously, we have not been able to independently confirm that because her name is redacted from this email. But they say redacted spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." Ghislaine Maxwell responds to that email, John, and says, quote, "I have been thinking about that." Now, there's no context for that message in this release of what we're getting. Obviously, this was a time span, and this was about 3 years after Jeffrey Epstein had accepted what is now known as that sweetheart deal that only got him a few months in prison, and something that came under a ton of scrutiny during Donald Trump's first term in office because of his then Labor Secretary, Alex Acosta, who helped negotiate that plea deal, that sweetheart deal, for Jeffrey Epstein at the time. And so that's the context of this came about 3 years after he had negotiated that plea deal, John. And there's also other emails that have been released by the committee this morning, including between Jeffrey Epstein and Michael Wolff. People will remember Michael Wolff, of course, the author who wrote a book on the inner workings of Trump's West Wing back in 2018 during his first term. He is someone who has talked at length about his own correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein, published audio recordings of those conversations between the two of them. And in another email, and this seems to be a reference to Donald Trump saying that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club. And Jeffrey Epstein writes to Michael Wolff and says, quote, "Trump said he asked me to resign." And he adds, John, "Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." Now, again, we don't have the context of this email, but John, that comes as in recent months, we've heard President Trump himself and the White House say that Jeffrey Epstein was kicked out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep. And Trump himself told reporters on Air Force One that he was trying to poach women, he and Ghislaine Maxwell, from the Mar-a-Lago spa. And that was why they had such a falling out and why he ultimately asked Jeffrey Epstein to leave the Mar-a-Lago club. Now, there's also a third email in here, John, and this is, again, in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and Michael Wolff. And Michael Wolff emails Jeffrey Epstein, and this is back in December 15th, 2015, so the height of the 2016 campaign, just to put that in perspective for you. And it was the day of a CNN Republican primary debate. And Michael Wolff says, quote, "I hear that CNN is planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in a scrum afterwards." And Epstein wrote, "If we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be?" Michael Wolff responded at length, John. I'll summarize it, but he said in regards to Trump, "I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the House, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you, or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating a debt." Now, I'll note, John, we looked at the transcript.
So, I mean, there's a lot. This is 8 minutes, this video. Yeah, what do you guys think so far of what's been released? Everyone's on silent.
No,
Hello?
I just put no.
Farrah, pick up.
What do you think?
Why are you asking me back? Yeah, I mean, it's just ongoing. It's ongoing, isn't it? So we all have the thing that he's guilty, or we allegedly believe that he's known more than he's showing off. I don't know if he's I don't know if there's enough evidence that places him with any kind of underage interaction with any underage girls and stuff like that. There seems to be a lot of allusion to that. But definitely
that email says it.
No, but it could have been like there's definitely that he knew about it and he knew what they were getting up to. So that alone is problematic.
No, I mean one that says where the one of the first ones you they read out when it says the victim was at his house for X amount of time.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair, I want you to realize that dog hasn't barked at his drum. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never won. Okay, fair. Do you know what? I forgot about that one.
That one.
Yeah.
The rest of them is all like chitter chatter, isn't it? But that one is quite damning.
I think there's one that is between I think his name's Mark Epstein, his brother. Between Mark and his brother, yeah. And when he's talking about Trump, you know, if Putin has a picture of Trump blowing Bubba, and then and Mark has come out and said Bubba isn't Bill Clinton, but he hasn't refuted anything. He didn't say, no, you guys have taken it out of context. He wasn't blowing anybody, and Putin doesn't have photo evidence of this. He just said it's not Bill Clinton. So that would suggest that he is an agent, which we've been saying for Russia, because Putin evidence on him. And there's probably other stuff as well. I think for them to release it, that's the that's the least of what is damning out there. There has to be much more.
I think the Epstein files probably go a lot further than this.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And Trump wouldn't have seen the Epstein files until they were presented to him and his team, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not releasing that shit, because let's not forget, before his second term, he was all about let's release it, and now he's like, what are you talking about? Let's get over it. Why do you not keep talking about it? Be quiet. I didn't know this man. He wasn't a friend.
But he was a friend for decades. I actually think Trump knew that in order to get the people, he had to do the whole I'm anti-establishment shit, and I'm going to clear what's going on. I'm going to get rid of all the rot. I think he just really knew I have to be president in order to safeguard all of these things that are out there. So, you know, his just being prosecuted all the time. I think he just knew the net was closing in on him, and he needed to be able to be in government to actually quell all of the evidence that can put him in prison for life. I saw something else down the rabbit hole, which is about another, he was almost going to be a millionaire, property mogul that was like basically his absolute rival who died in Russia. And it's like they probably have lots of things on him like that, more so than the girls. Because to be honest, I don't even think the public even care about the kids or the victims at this moment. I don't think they care enough, really, when it comes to actual molestation, pedophiles. I don't think that will shift the needle. I think maybe he knows he could be prosecuted for murder. That's what he's trying to avoid.
I mean, I think it's gone beyond the victims, because there's not enough victims being named apart from Virginia, rest her soul, and maybe one or two others. But and also the image of pedophilia, like we've got grown women so it's harder to kind of paint the nasty picture that you need to paint, and with all this redaction and stuff like that, it needs to be like what happened to Cosby, like all the women speaking up.
I think there's a lot of women that have come out. No,
I'm saying that in a way that there have been people that come out, but there's just tying it with young girls' images. That's what's missing from this to kind of make it more resonate in the public eyes, that this is like young girls are being trafficked and moved around. You know, like people need visuals to kind of get more incensed about it. Alluding to what Nana's saying, like there's less care about that. It's kind of like being seconded just more as a gotcha. Like, can we get Donald Trump at this point? At the moment, it's all about the men, the players involved, rather than the victims. We've moved on from the victims to actually everyone wants to get what people seemingly want to get Donald Trump got, but it doesn't. I don't. what I don't understand, or what I'm fearful of, is fearful of the word, of how is he going to get done? Because everything's so, like, all this drip feed of information, and it's like it's muddying the waters of what's actually going on. It's similar to the Diddy case, like so much is out there, so much news, so much this, so much that, and so when it comes down to it, will he get prosecuted? Will he actually get done for it? Where is the kind of substantial gotcha evidence? I know these have been, these have only just been released, so time will tell how these are going to be used officially. But I'm just concerned that this is all, if all of this noise comes out and all this damning evidence is out there and nothing happens, then we're in, like I said, we're in the hell's handbasket. But are we going to get true convictions? Is Donald Trump and anyone else going to go down for it? Like, what's going to happen really? And I'm so skeptical. It's all well and good having this going out and circulating, like, but what is going to be the moment that's like, yes, actually enough is enough. You need to go to court for this.
I mean, I don't know, because if you think of Bill Clinton, he got impeached for having an affair.
Yeah, exactly.
Donald Trump has been in so many different variations of a scandal. I feel like even the suggestion that Putin may have some type of embarrassing photos of him or some information on Donald, that in itself he should be impeached for. Like, there should be an absolute investigation into actually the things that he has been doing for Russia and going against the Ukraine, who was supposed to be like your best ally. Like, surely he should be impeached for that. Like, he seems in some way, like you would think. But I don't know. At this moment in time, the dude wants to flipping sue the BBC for 1 billion. So
no, not 1 billion. It's like, yes,
it's 5 billion.
It's 5.
It's crazy. And it's crazy. What was I going to say? And then we got Megyn. Some people like Megyn Kelly. Like, I don't even understand. You know, they're just talking. Maga just talks and talks shit. And I think there's so much noise as well. She basically ends up defending paedophilia. And I think I've got the clip lined up in the right place.
Like, he liked 15-year-old girls. Mm-hmm. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And it wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged, forgive me, they used to call it kiddie porn, now they call it child sexual abuse material, on his computer, that for the first time I thought, oh no, he was an actual pedophile. I mean, only a pedophile gets off on young children abuse videos. She's never clarified it. I don't know whether it's true. I have to be honest. I don't really trust Pam Bondi's word on the Epstein matters anymore.
Or anything else.
Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him.
Why are they talking about this like it's celebrity gossip or something? Like, I don't know. Those Lily Allen revelations look pretty bad for David Harbour. I mean, I don't know the guy, but I've always heard he's a bit of a sleazebag.
Yeah, that is, I think, that was a part of what she said. Let me see if this beginning bit is.
This person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type.
Yeah, that's basically what's
a pedo, love? Leave your child with him then. If you've got a teenager, leave them with him then, innit? If you're right with it.
I hate it. I hate it that it even has a different name for the teenage, like that affiliate, that predilection to wanting like a kind of 14-year-old up. Like, well, it's generally 13 to kind of 16 comes under that. What is it, herbophilia or something like that? That they created another name for that. To me, it's such a pedophile thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's be in categories. Like, it's like, no, it's all disgusting.
You know, it's not 8-year-olds.
Not an adult. There's no
barely legal. You know, they look older. They're barely legal. It's okay.
Yeah, and that's how you get to kind of fluff the lines in court and make it seem, well, you know, it's not that bad because it's not like a little child. Like, it was crazy because there's still that element of Jezebelness attached to young girls, and especially like when she said like young girls that look older than they are. So that's what definitely predators use as their kind of get out clause. Like, oh, I didn't know they were that age, and they presented at this, and women being adultified, young girls being adultified just because of nature's natural happenings, occurrences in the body. So all of that is just weird. All this talking is weird.
You know what? She actually said both things. So she said they are older, but they can be younger. They can look younger, but then also still be legal. How is that on a scale? How do you do all of the things when you're like 13, 14 years old? How are you can present younger, but then also you're legal? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why, as a woman. Actually, I do know why, because Megyn Kelly has been thrown out of Maga for a little while now, since Charlie Kirk, like a bit like Candace Owens. They've been going after her and Tucker Carlson. So it feels like somehow she is trying to get back into somebody's graces by doing this. Like it's not even it. I mean, she chats shit a lot, but this is chatting a lot of shit for her. Like this is why it's a wild take altogether, and that they are talking about it like this is gossip. Like that is an actual human beings. Like there aren't women standing up now in their 40s and 50s, literally talking about how they were traumatized and trafficked. Like they were kids then. It's not fictional characters. These are people where you can watch them in interviews and really know their stories. To be like, I know somebody that knew Epstein that was like, he was never really a pedophile. What the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I question anyone that knew Epstein as well. What were you doing there?
Yeah,
exactly.
And someone has said it's a bipartisan thing because Democrats and Republicans are all implemented. And it's rich, powerful people, regardless of what political allegiances you have. It's just that was their playground. Yes, there's a lot of you guys that need to come down, and now I guess that's why all this drip feeding and this kind of using it political power play chess game that they're playing, and really dropping a little bit here, and we're just the public getting caught up in their nonsense, and that's what I don't like. That it's probably going to fizzle away to nothing, and then what? There's no. I
don't know if it's going to. With Donald Trump, I don't know if it's going to fizzle away to nothing, but I'm not convinced that he's going to pay for it whilst he's president.
Yeah, that part.
I mean, this is going to swing at his credibility for a lot of people. Like, he still has his base of folks who would ride for him. And the more this goes on, the more they are, I guess, the penny is dropping for them that actually Donald isn't the great savior that they thought he was going to be. He is a part of the elite and always has been. But I don't know why they were so stupid to think anything else. But there we are.
They business interests and personal interests first, because they thought that he showed them a good time last time around. So now, everyone. I believe that anyone supporting them for selfish reasons, because they thought he promised them this, that, and the other, and they fell for that. And maybe they thought they were in with him with that. They know he's a fucking nutter, like insane.
A lot of them still don't care. That's
and
the
also,
problem.
as long as their assets are protected, who cares? It's all a game. It's all a game.
Even Mark Epstein, is it Mark, coming out and saying that Bill Clinton isn't Bubba? I don't believe you either, mate.
No.
How do we know that he's not being told to clear this up now? Say it's not him. How do we know? Exactly. I don't believe anything.
Clear up was shit though. That was shit.
And all of this is like, just say it. Like all this kind of, just reveal the thing. Why are you not saying it? It's boring now.
The thing about them saying they're going to reveal the thing, like, didn't they say they was going to reveal the who shot Kennedy? Do we know?
All now.
Do we actually know? They said they're going to reveal it.
Yeah. Probably when everybody is dead, and that will be the same as Epstein. It will be like when all of the people are dead, then you're gonna start releasing shit. But we also need Ghislaine to just start talking. Even that.
Do you hear about her at the moment? Like that she's being served special meals. Like she gets to go out.
Privileges. She's got the sweetheart deal with Trump. Yeah.
But it
crazy.
basically, it's like short of. So she is going to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
Which Epstein, obviously, he's chattering out on his emails and all sorts of stuff. And he died while Trump was in term. Like, so again, for Ghislaine, I think she's playing like the long game. Like, he can kill me if he wants to, but maybe she has those insurance packages out, because she did go on the run for a little while. So you know, when they do like the bumper packs to various people, if they kill me, you release all of this information.
Yeah.
She probably did all of that shit. So she's being kept, because if they kill her, her brothers are out. Like, she's, you know, they've got a big family and they're supposed to be spies anyway. So she probably has a network. If they kill her, it's long for Donald. So maybe they'll just keep her alive.
John Flip, I you know what, the trolls excite me. You broads have no idea what the hell you were talking about. This is a prime example of the leftist woke garbage. What is a prime example? Because sometimes when you guys put words out there, we can ignore you in some parts, but other times it's like, let's break that. That's what broads. I mean, what are we in the 50s? Like, you
broads don't know what you're talking about. You broads, get back in the kitchen, broads.
Yeah, like whatever. But my point is, how is this leftist woke garbage? Because we've just said it is bipartisan. So what are you talking about? There are Democrats.
I'm not on the left. Like, none of us are on the left of anything.
Or anything.
I don't understand when people say this.
What does
you'd have to know what side we are on.
Yeah,
you'd have to know what side we're on. Nobody is for the left or the right or center. You can go between the gamut of it all. We're just human beings. So, like, talk properly and let's engage in a conversation. Like, don't assume anything. And I definitely am woke, but the original term of woke, not yours.
Yeah.
The black version. Yeah, exactly. But that's something just got to. If you're going to say something, let's give us some. As Nana says, engage in the conversation. Drop some facts. Just saying leftist woke garbage doesn't make any sense when you've got everybody involved. Everyone is involved. The rich elite are involved in this. That is it. It's bipartisan, multi-partisan. That's it. You're getting trolled by Dick Tracy. Exactly.
By golly, you broad.
She wins, man.
Why I oughta?
Shucks.
Why you oughta?
Why I oughta?
Let's get them, see? We're gonna kill it on the hill, see? What else? Everyone's saying is more in the Bill situation. He had been accused of rape that got swept under the rug. They should either put it out or put it up. When it comes to Trump, the victim should be the priority, Sean Clark says. Yeah, it's true. Sora says because he's not the only big name in this story, he has to be Ghost, I guess, or prosecuting won't do anything like with Diddy. It's just, that's the thing. That is the thing. Slice of Dizzle feels like we're going to be looking at some conspiracy shit. Do you all want to get AK to do the legal disclaimer? I've done that already. This is all this is all our conversation. We're figuring it out. Allegedly is all over this. We don't know nothing, just what's being shown to us. And none of us know anything because what they're releasing is foolishness. Just drop the names. Apart from the victims, Jesus.
But even the victims are saying, like unless they have personally asked to be anonymous, there are loads of. I think I saw one press conference. There's about 23 of them.
Yeah. They were
all like, at least for our evidence that we gave, release that.
Yeah,
like
they have said that.
This is the whole thing of you thought it was going to be released, and then I was watching one other girl, and she was another woman. She was saying that lots of the victims actually supported Trump because they truly thought that he was going to release the files. Like, so they were like, "This is why we are." That they were literally Team Maga, like going to rallies and stuff.
Virginia said that,
and it's like, come on now. But again, because nobody has said he was ever involved in that side of things with Epstein, but his friendship and power did enable him as well. It's like you still have the same as Bill Clinton. Anybody that flipping went to the island and traveled on his plane and went to his parties and socialized with him, you gave him credibility to carry on doing.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe there's tiers of Donald and Bill allegedly, whatever. They knew stuff. I don't care. You were at the top end of it all. Definitely, to me, allegedly, whatever. That's how I think.
Well, the start.
When you talk about the
staff said people saw things.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So then, but then when you talk about people that, you know, like we said about the Diddy party, you go to the party, you go to the island or whatever, and then you're partying, and then there's a witching hour where those who know continued on to the dark room. Those who didn't flew back thinking they just went to a bad boy and billionaire's party. So there's all of that stuff. And thank you for removing that idiot. Yeah, so there's tears to it, but everything, exactly that. People like that, they crave the attention, they crave the power, they crave that credibility, that I can open doors for you and all that power. That's what Epstein was running on. And everyone associated. Then you start to get, I'm rubbing shoulders with this guy and that woman and this woman. Like, it's long, absolutely long. Hey, Slice of Dizzle, Trump was not going to release files when Epstein had photos of him servicing Bill the way Hillary should have, allegedly. Okay. Okay. I mean, if it's not Bill, it might not have been Bill. It could have been anybody. And who's Bubba?
But who is Bubba? I think it's just a wild one anyway, to have any type of pictures of you doing anything sexual in Putin's hands is crazy.
And just that alone, going back to the morality of our leaders, like the hell, where are we? That you can just, because there's the human leader that, okay, I make mistakes and I can do and sometimes I'm human, I can, I'm susceptible to making mistakes, things like that. There's certain things that we can err on the side of, okay, you're doing a good job, so we can maybe forgive ABC. I don't know what your boundaries are for your leaders. I particularly want them to be absolutely perfect. However, it's probably impossible. But then what jumps on in abundance at this point now? It's like, how has he not got feds at his door, taking him down away in cuffs? Like, I don't understand it at this point.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Listen, almost every network has given him money for something. Yeah. So who's doing the investigative reports? Who what department is investigating him? There isn't any anymore. He stopped all of that. So in effect, he is one. Yeah. So let's see what this committee puts out there. I hope that there is somebody really rogue that is just like, I don't care. I'm prepared for the information to come out, like for the victims. I am going to be a proper whistleblower and release all the shit. I hope that happens.
I do. I think Anonymous, what are you not doing? You lot are so dry with your freaking mask. Don't come for me, by the way. I'm just saying that you don't do enough. You literally sit there talking like that with the mask on, and you don't do anything. You don't release anything that helps.
You haven't done nothing in time.
Yeah, we watch so many films and theories and this, and it's like, I really do wish, first of all, I wish there were real superheroes, at least just one somewhere with some sort of superpower. And I wish there was a network that would just tell the truth on the establishment. Why in this world, day and age, do we not? I don't understand it.
Well, they keep on catching them. Yeah, as Will Smith just said, where's WikiLeaks? WikiLeaks, they got them, so that's not there anymore. I mean, there was talk time ago that Anonymous had absolutely been infiltrated by the CIA. Yeah, so probably. Things that they were releasing was probably in lots of different governments' interests anyway. So it's like, you can't trust them. But I need a real rogue, one of those that goes on the run for the rest of their type of rogue.
I need someone that's committed to being a freaking espionage spy type. Come on, man, I really need this. So Cher says apparently in the email they said they didn't want any blacks. Happy for us. Absolutely happy for us. Not happy. It's not happy because we're still suffering in the madness of this world. But yes, this is not our business. If it wasn't because it was spilling out in the world, we don't even need to talk about it. It's not our business. But I don't know.
There was a couple of black women in there, though.
This is the thing. I was just about to say, if there were no black girls involved, I don't know, black boys involved.
No, there definitely was. I think I saw two. There were two black women that were, and one of them actually kind of got farmed out quite a lot through the modeling route. And she's been doing
yes.
I think her name's Lisa something. Lisa Phillips, I think maybe that's her name. But her story's quite interesting as well.
Yeah, I think I saw that too. All right, just moving on. Speaking of Grooming, I just found a video. It was quite disturbing about it's not even about anything. This young boy, this guy seemingly catches some young black boy with a white man saying that he's grooming him, and the white man's being quite defensive and shady and is a bit dodgy. So let me cue this up.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen this. Is this in the UK or the US?
UK.
Oh.
He's not 16. You're not 16 years old. You're probably 12 years old. Do your parents know you stood there? Do your parents know that you stood here? No, they don't. I was born in the night, but I weren't born last night.
It's noticed in there, it gets quite bad at night, isn't it? In the,
there.
what do you call it, gardens or?
Do you know what I mean? He's just come from his fucking his mum's house.
No, you've not.
Come back to town. Do you know what I mean? Well, I'm walking back to town. He's just walking down this.
This is a form of grooming, actually. That's what it is.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You say I'm grooming, man.
This is a form of grooming.
Did you say I'm grooming?
Do you know him? Do you know his mum and dad?
I met him today. See my cousin? That's my cousin around the corner. Don't tell me I'm grooming people.
Bro, this guy is probably 11 or 12 years old. It's not a good look for you to be stood next to him in the street, considering the activity that's happening in this area. So for your character, for your character, for your preservation.
When he says grooming, you know what he means, right? He doesn't mean like.
Bro, do you know what? Do you know the maddest thing is? You took that so far out of context. We could have thrown that on the fucking conspiracy shit, bro. Do you know what I just said to my man? Do you know what? If you ever need anybody to talk to about anything, if you can't speak to your mum, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, I said I'm here.
That's how grooming starts.
What? Just to talk to someone? I don't want nothing from nobody, bro.
Yeah, you should go home. You should go home.
You're saying how it looks.
Go to Nana's or Granddad's or your mum's or somewhere. You should not be in these streets. You're too young, and you're not 16. You're not 15 either. You're not in year 10. What's your date of birth? What's the year that you were born?
Don't be upset.
Now fuck off, man. You've actually
So you're 13.
Don't be upset.
No, you've actually pissed me off.
Go home, little bro.
But you know what happens in the, you know how it is, man. Yeah, you see it happening, right?
To exploit nobody. Do you know what it's like to be?
So then tell him to go home then.
Do you know what it's like to be on the road?
Tell him to go home then.
I can't tell him I'm not his mum. I'm not his dad.
I'm neither am I. I just told him to go home to preserve himself.
Preserve himself?
Yes, preserve himself.
Bro, it's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be out here without no parental guidance.
Without mum and dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't take it there.
Nah, he's taking it too far, bro. He's going on like I'm trying to exploit people and that.
How again, mate?
He knows I'm right, that's why. Cool.
You think you're bad because you're going around doing shit?
Nah, not at all, mate. Keep walking, man. Take it easy.
What are you doing for him? What are you doing for him? Nothing. What are you doing for him? Nothing.
What was you doing for him?
What am I doing for him?
Yeah.
Same as you. Cool.
Grooming him, that's what you were doing.
I'm grooming him.
That's
16.
He's not 16.
Yeah. I was like, this guy is so bad. I don't know what the outcome is. I wish I could know the outcome. I mean, I don't know what the little boy looked like. He's, I don't know, man. That was so dodgy from the man to all the light.
It's the context that they think that this is like he's on county lines, like he was selling for this food.
There's no context other to that video, and so I saw it, I was like, what the hell? But it looks like either grooming to get him to do stuff on road or maybe to county lines. But he's just saying, why are you talking this way? The way that the guy behind the camera was speaking was to say that in the area where they were, it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of kids being groomed, maybe boys just being groomed and stuff, to go into all this kind of stuff. It could be just road stuff, it could be county line stuff. But whatever the case is, that little boy shouldn't be, well, I mean, what's the correlation with this guy anyway? It looks like he's a freaking on brown and all that stuff. He looks dodgy. Why are you in contact? Him saying I just come from his mum, the next thing I don't know his mum, and then my cousin's around the corner. All the lies this white man's talking about, and then the little boy's just standing there lying about his age as well. It's just, I just stumbled on it. I was like, what the hell? What the hell?
Mate, I mean, I hope that the boy's family, in some capacity, like totally bring him in and like help him out in some way. Like from seeing this, like if they don't know that he's out here on road with literal crackheads, now they do. I hope that or some type of agency gets involved or his school. Like the thing is, you would want social services to be effective, but they generally are not in these things. So I can only plead to the village who would know him to be like, okay, we gotta pull him in.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks hella dodgy on all fronts. How he was 16 and I'm in year 10, that isn't actually possible. Like, just he was lying too. It's like,
yeah,
no.
Everyone in there, those people lying, and I don't know. It would be great to have more interaction like that, but obviously there's the dangerous side of things. People, I mean, you just assume that yes, a grown man can get involved and intervene where you can, but it's not always safe. Even no matter whatever you are, whatever age, size you are, it's not always safe. But if we could have more interactions like that, that'd be great, especially in communities like estate settings and stuff like that, and you can see stuff going on. I don't know if I'm vigilant enough to notice. I mean, because also you don't want to profile maybe a young boy, black boy just standing there. Obviously, this guy made it more bait, but how do you even interact and just check, like, you're not assuming boys just standing anywhere are doing something dangerous? It's all of that stuff that you've got to consider. But it'd be great if we had more community interaction and interventions. But I don't even know how realistic that could be.
Yeah, if you watch enough, I know definitely like the nitties around here. If I saw anybody young with them, I definitely would film it, and I may talk to the head nitty because, like, you know, you've known him for a while, so it's like I can talk to them if I really needed to, but generally, the ones that are selling are of age, and I mean, they're outside of London, aren't they? Definitely in London, you don't see that anymore. And when they are taking the kids, they put them in crack houses. Like, so usually you don't even see them dealing like that on road anymore. Like that isn't generally what they do. Like, people having the perception of Top Boy and all of the kids being around. It's like they are usually in a house now. They're not even plotting on a wall anymore. Like, so interesting though.
Yeah, it's long, man. It's not cool. Just on the back of that, just that teenager that was taken.
I'm not the nitty whisperer.
Imagine that.
That's hilarious.
That's a career in itself. Like, how? The boy that was sent back, someone said he should be sent back to his grandma, and the boy that was sent, the Ghanaian boy that was sent back to Ghana, he has to stay in Ghana. That's what the judge ruled. Let me just get the.
Oh yes, I actually was looking at that story the other day. Will Smith said, "Head nitty, do they have different stripes on their uniform? How do you know their leader?" You can tell because they go to the head one he sends them to the shop to buy the beer. Like, he's the head nitty.
No, literally, you are literally the was it like David Attenborough? One of the nitties. So yeah, the guy that this
legal battle against his parents' decision to send him to Africa has taken a dramatic turn. The 14-year-old who filed a lawsuit against his parents has been ordered by a high court judge to stay in Ghana. But the story is far from over. Here's the twist. The boy was initially sent to Ghana under false pretenses. His parents, concerned about his alleged gang involvement and knife possession in London, told him he was visiting a sick relative. But the truth was a relocation plan. And this is where the controversy begins. The boy's story gained attention when he took his parents to court, arguing he was homesick and unhappy in Ghana. He even claimed to feel like an outsider, struggling to fit in due to language barriers and social anxiety. But his pleas fell on deaf ears as the judge ruled against his return, citing concerns about his well-being in the UK. But here's where it gets intriguing. The case was reheard in the Court of Appeal, and the tables turned. The most senior judge in the family division questioned the initial decision, and the boy's hopes were rekindled. However, in a recent High Court judgment, the boy's wishes were once again denied. The judge, Mrs. Justice Tice, acknowledged the boy's unhappiness, but emphasized the need for stability in his education and family life. She outlined a roadmap for his eventual return to the UK, including family therapy. The boy's solicitor, James Netto, expressed the boy's relief at having a clear plan for his return. But the question remains, was this the right decision? Should a child's wishes be overruled in such circumstances?
Should a child's wishes be overruled in such circumstances?
He saw it, AK and an AI video.
Listen, because everything gets clipped and taken away and shut down, so I'm just trying to find. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, that's the case now. He now cannot come back. Just as it was almost close that we feel sorry for him. He's got to send him back to his family and possibly road stuff, whatever he was getting into. But now he's got shipped. Everyone says people get shipped the kids when they're getting into trouble. and this is now the outcome for him. What do you think?
I mean, Slicer, people have been doing the shipping back, you know, for forever. It's a used tool, and all over the diaspora, you can get shipped back to. So
my cousin got shipped.
Yeah,
we're Grenadian. He got shipped. He was there for years.
A few cousins that got shipped, and one managed to steal money and sort it out to get his passport back, and he turned up one day, knocked on the door, and was like, I'm back. And he still went back to his family home. It's like, what can you? I don't know. I don't know if it's the best method, but I understand why parents use it in order to, like, you know, hopefully keep their child safe. Like, you want to do it, and you hope that they grow out of their gang affiliations, but I don't know.
It depends what they're going to as well.
Exactly.
You know, and if they're not going to a place where they're actually going to be supervised, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't just ship them to anyone and anyone, and then obviously there's also family members that don't have best interests in heart, all that type of stuff. But obviously, I'd say obviously, like, we hope that for all the research and due diligence has been done into this particular case, that they've looked at home and they looked at back home and seen, like, actually, you know, he's actually all right where he is. And if they're saying that he's relieved to have a return plan, that's also helpful. That shows that actually he's maybe not so bad being over there, but and he can see that he can come home, so it's not like a total cut off. Because I think also the manner in which you're shipped off, if you're shipped and then your parents like cut you off as well, then you can feel very displaced. And for a teenager, feeling rejected and ejected from the home and feeling, and that's making you feel even worse about what's going on, that's dangerous. But if there's like, look, it's like foster care, and it's like having that contact with your parents, knowing that there's a chance for you to come back home, but this is just safeguarding, things like that. That's possibly a better route. But I know people that were shipped back home, and then they don't have a good relationship with their parents as a result, and it's damaged them as well. So there's all of that.
Yeah.
KW9.
That's the thing.
Go on, sorry.
I think it's on the it's the parenting aspect, and when you do bring them back in, and the resentment that has built up. I think that parents need to think about that a little bit more. But I understand the desperate measures of, I just want to keep them safe, but also the boarding schools that you send them to.
I was going to say about boarding schools.
Yeah, it's not always the best environments, and you're placing and they're very vulnerable when they're there as well, because they don't know the culture of things. So there's so many. It's a huge leap, and for this young man to have got himself lawyers and everything else, he's obviously very bright. So I just hope that they do have therapy and his family isn't too damaged from this. But this is a huge thing. To take your parents to court is wild. That's massive. So all for him, man.
Speaking of, just because there's a story a few weeks ago that I saw, speaking of boarding schools and abroad boarding schools, this schooling, this family in Ghana, we're talking about, there's been a spate of secondary school deaths. Student deaths in Ghana's boarding schools raise questions over safety and negligence. Nearly a decade after 15-year-old Kevin Moses died at Ashimoto Senior High School, concerns about safety in Ghana's boarding schools are mounting. In 2024, the High Court ruled the school negligent in Kevin's death, a landmark decision now under appeal. Between May 2023 and February 2024, at least 6 other students reportedly died in boarding schools, raising urgent questions about supervision, healthcare, and accountability. So Kevin died. Oh, let me play this and get into it.
For 2 years, I decided not to work. I decided not to talk to anyone. Who do I live for? Because he was all that I had.
Kevin Moses was full of promise when he started at Ashimoto High School. But in 2016, he became unwell. His mother tried desperately to reach the school for help.
The first time Kevin went to school, Kevin did not come back. He called that he was not feeling fine. He's been to the school clinic. They've given him brufen. I called, the housemaster never picked my call. I sent messages. He did not reply. Only for him to come and give me an answer the following day that Kevin is fine. That fateful Friday afternoon, I had a call from the housemaster. that Kevin has been rushed to Achimota Hospital. Sunday, when I got to the hospital, I was waiting outside. Then they came to tell me that the doctor wanted to see me. He said, we did all we could. We've lost Kevin.
Kevin died of cerebral malaria. He had been in a coma for 2 days.
That was a difficult interview to have. You could tell that she's struggling to move on, and understandably so, because she had a beautiful bond, a very strong bond with her son.
But Sonia isn't alone. We're heading to meet another grieving parent whose story echoes hers. Joseph is visiting his son's grave for the very first time.
How do you feel being here?
So sad. If I should be here for the next 30 minutes, maybe I will shed tears. Yes.
Back at his house, Joseph narrated to us the turn of events which led to his son's death.
On the 28th of June, it was my birthday. He sent me a message wishing me a birthday, and I also replied. And there and then said, Daddy, I'm sick. He went to the infirmary. There was nobody there to look after him. Somebody from the school called, and I called him to go and buy medicine for the boy. That was Friday. The medicine didn't go to the guy until Sunday. So the next day, they were writing mock examination until the examination was over, and the guy fell down. His friends called a mother, and I in turn called a security man at the school to send him to the hospital. I called the PA chairman, which is the Parent Teacher Association chairman, that why? Is that how you run your school? He said, no. I said, my boy has been here for the past 3 days, and none of the school authorities has been here.
Theophilus died a few days later from cerebral malaria.
Again.
I even had a deal with him.
This is long, obviously goes on for longer. And sorry, it's a BBC video. I had it a while back. But yes, I guess it's like, obviously you do your research when if you're thinking about shipping kids, or even just whatever, however you want to do education for your children. If you want to send them abroad without it being because they're in trouble, but it's looking at the facilities of the school and how they navigate things. And is there negligence on the school side, or is it infrastructure, systemic infrastructure? Think about back home and some of the resources that are not there. But I don't know. That's just horrible.
Man.
Yeah.
God, that is a lot. But like, I know my sister has had really bad malaria a couple of times. That you have to go into hospital quickly. So those delays of like 48 hours, that is life and death. Like, it's malaria. And I know in Ghana as well, they don't take malaria serious all over them. It's not just in school systems. It's like, because people can get different forms and you'll be like, oh, they're just a bit sick. But they're school kids. And if you've lost one child before, like, how is it a few months later a few more are dying? Like, then surely you should be tightening up everything. Somebody's sick, we have to take it serious. That's so sad. I don't know.
Yes, super sad.
It is suspicious. Yes, yeah. Sora's right. I do find it suspicious. The contacting the parents, the delays, like, it is very suspicious. I don't know.
I saw something. Slice said also, I've been hearing that there's lots of cold stuff and drugs and sickness that happens at those boarding schools, and a lot of kids have died as a result. But this is all over Africa. I mean, I haven't heard those things. I mean, boarding schools the world over have always that kind of underground of stuff that happens, because the least of it, you've got a bunch of kids that have got kind of freedom essentially from their parents and are exploring their growth in different ways. I don't know. So there's always that thing attached to boarding schools, that there's always secret societies of nonsense going on. But then are boarding schools ripe for predatory adults as well? I don't know. Because you think of all the worst things that happen in boarding schools and the stories that we've heard. and that's
I
not.
don't know how one wasn't in the infirmary though. That's the thing. Like, if the kids are going to the infirmary and there's no one there, that's concerning.
Of course,
Because in a place like that, they should have cover all the time.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so have you guys heard that no-fault evictions are to be banned in England from the 1st of May? The government has confirmed that no-fault evictions, known as Section 21, will end in England on the 1st of May under the Renters' Rights Act. The reforms introduce rolling tenancies, ban bidding wars, strengthen rights for renters with pets, and stop landlords evicting people for reporting poor conditions. The changes will affect more than 11 million private renters. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I've heard about it, and I've heard people saying that they don't know. Well, the landlords are saying they don't know how it's going to be, what the actual rollout plan is for this. So they've said the date, and then the tenants are like, I'm glad it's going to happen, but May's a bit far off because it's already actioned in Scotland. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Let's see.
Act will mean tenancies for private renters will be totally different. So what's changing? Your agreement will change from an assured short-hold tenancy to an assured tenancy with stronger rights, even if you signed an agreement that says assured short-hold tenancy. This will happen automatically, and you don't need to do anything. Your tenancy will also become periodic and will continue on a monthly basis, even if you've already signed a fixed-term contract. Your landlord will no longer be able to use a no-fault Section 21 notice to evict you. Instead, your landlord will only be able to evict you if they have a legal reason called a ground. So, for example, rent arrears or antisocial behaviour. If your landlord gives you a valid eviction notice before the changes happen, your tenancy will not become assured straight away. Your landlord could ask the court for a possession order to evict you, but they'll only have a limited time to do this. You can stop eviction if the Section 21 notice or the Section 8 notice is invalid. Tell the court if the notice is not valid. You'll have an assured tenancy and stronger rights if the court agrees. If you want to end your tenancy, you'll need to give a longer notice of 2 months instead of the current 1 month. That's unless you, the landlord, agree a shorter notice period or a specific day that the tenancy and the liability to pay your rent ends. There's also big changes to how your landlord can increase your rent. They'll only be able to do this by giving you a Section 13 rent increase notice, and they'll also have to give you 2 months' notice of an increase instead of 1. If you don't think your rent is in line with market rent levels in your area, you'll have 6 months from the start of your tenancy to ask a tribunal to review it.
Oh.
Follow Shelter's social media channels and check out our website for all the latest updates on the Renters' Rights Act.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so it sounds promising. I mean, we're so cynical that is, as far as said, is it going to be, how's it going to be executed, and how will it be implemented, and how it will be enforced, especially from those who've been suffering at the hands of horrible landlords. But it's a great thing. Yvonne says, I know so many people have been kicked out of their accommodation by a S21 application.
Yeah.
KW9 says, this is good news. True Love Forever says, sounds like the same thing here in America. Can you expand on that? Tell us how it works in America. Yvonne comes back to say there's way too many rogue landlords who want to kick you out only to rent to someone else at a higher rent. Exactly. So
yeah, my concern is the number of people that are going to get kicked out before the 1st of May.
Ooh.
Because if landlords are concerned about no longer holding the power to do the things that they do in the most horrific ways to tenants, I feel like a lot of people are going to get kicked out before.
It's interesting. What Will Smith just said, what I was thinking. He says another few things to get bottlenecked in a cracking system, and that's the thing. Doing a sweeping change like this that affects so many people, is there going to be a separate or dedicated court system for this? Because truly, if and it would be helpful if there was a body that you could go to that isn't like just going to your local court for it to go on a docket over there. You could be waiting ages for that. It needs its own court, a separate body. It does. You can go. And if they did create that, it would be brilliant for people's rights to be able to say, my landlord can't put up this standard apartment to 4,000 just because he wants to. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it would be great if it could be.
That's great, but I also, I think you're right. It needs a separate court altogether, because the other thing is, people, if they're getting evicted and they're in private renting, not all of them will have the time or the capacity to actually take action to sue the landlords if the landlords evict them illegally.
Yeah,
they're going to be concerned about finding somewhere to live.
Exactly.
Because a lot of private landlords have just put people's stuff outside the door.
Yeah.
And I know they're saying it will stop it, but how do they really stop it? How are they going to get it? Especially as well, if some people are renting and they're not really renting in the most legitimate way. It doesn't stop that. It doesn't stop those landlords from fucking about.
That's true. True Love came back, and she's based in America, and says we have to give 60 days notice if you're leaving. Your landlord gives you 60 notice of rent increase. We also have a separate court for tenant and landlord issues. Yeah, exactly. Because when the minute I said, I heard the word tribunal and all that stuff and reporting, it's like that can be. We spoke about, and actually just speaking on our conversation about renting, about mold and dealing with housing. So many people actually got in touch and said like that particular conversation was so touching and resonated. A lot of them were emotional about, yeah, man, been through the same thing and all that stuff. So just to acknowledge that conversation. But it's that having to, even just the anxiety of reporting something and knowing that this is now going to be, as you said, in a bottleneck, could be 6, so like how long will it take for it to be reviewed and all of that stuff.
Because the other thing the other thing to bear in mind, like, this is all great, I'm not saying that it's not, but I just want people to be fully aware of the stuff that can happen. Because unlike when you're with a council or a housing association, there's a body of people who are actually responsible for dealing with this. If you've got a private landlord, there is no body. I've frozen. But if you've got a private landlord, there is no body. That's the problem. Sometimes it's just them. Sometimes they have an estate agent that will manage, their stuff for them, but not always.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you hear about rogue landlords.
And that's what's been happening. Like, I mean, and it's been way too long that you've got rogue landlords that have been able to do wild things. It's been way too long. So this should have been done 20, 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? So the fact that it's happening now is a great thing, but it's also, look, we've I don't know. Will Smith said, would the housing ombudsman be the body in charge of it all?
No, because a housing ombudsman is who you go to in the event of anything happening. Sorry, my light's fucked now. And even that takes a while. And I know this because I've gone through that system. Like it's not that they don't do anything, they do, and you can go to them. It's just not immediate. So if you are someone who is renting via a private landlord, like let's say a single landlord, and they choose to break the law by kicking you out, you're going to have to go through a lot of processes. It's not like you're going to be able to move back into your house. This is all great because it's illegal and they can get done for it. But it's not like, it's just not a quick fix. That's what I mean. I think there needs to be, as Nana said, there should be a body in charge of just dealing with this stuff rather than you having to do it yourself. There should be like an actual legal department or I don't know, something where you go to and it manages this particular thing.
And there's little of the onus being on the tenant. Like, yes, you report it, but then doing like any heavy lifting where you've got to, because I mean, it's totally different. But
how could it be? It has to be on the tenant.
No, I mean, something about yes, it's your responsibility to, but there's something in, maybe I'm conflating. It's just that anxiety I have with dealing with people, and it can be so easy. Well, this is your fault if you didn't do this particular form, and then because you didn't fill out this form, we can no longer. Then you get sent back to just the bureaucracy of it, the reporting and documenting. Yes, you live there. You've got to report and make sure that you want.
When you contact the housing ombudsman, when you contact the housing ombudsman, they have a certain amount of time before they even respond to you. So if you get kicked out today, it's not like they're going to come and like go and speak to your landlord. It's not that simple.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it is the housing ombudsman that is the overarching place that you'd go to, but we would hope that their resources are now going to be doubled, if not tripled, so that they can deal with these changes effectively, because 2 months notice periods, it's all longer. And then on the same time, for the landlords as well, is why we're saying, no, they can't be that a tenant can just kind of present something and then somebody else does the heavy lifting for them, because the tenants can be shitty people as well. And once they know the laws, they can start using it. So it is, everybody has to do their own footwork, but you do need an ombudsman that is fair, that is looking over the stuff.
That's cleaning it
But
up.
you do. But I want there to be quicker action with it.
Yeah.
There needs to be somewhere in between the ombudsman, you writing to the ombudsman, and then them coming back to you within 7 to 14 days, answering your letter. There needs to be something in between that is an immediate action.
Yeah.
Well, clear guidelines and the staff. Yeah. But if I was working in the flipping housing departments now, I'd be like, fuck's sake. Because that's my work now, these changes, that's crazy. Like, we need more. I just hope that this is being done properly. Like, big up to the Labour for even putting this through. Because I know people have been trying to talk to politicians to get this done for a while, years. So let's just hope it's done properly, though. Like, you know,
exactly.
Fashion for Crime says, I work for council homelessness assessment, and we already have an uptick on people being evicted, West London. So, alluding to what you were saying, Farrah. A friend, and Yvonne says, a friend of mine was the only one in that HMO who was on a lower rent than the other tenants. The new owners kicked her out under S21, saying he was selling up, then rented to another person for £400 more.
Literally happened to my friend 2 months ago. Exactly the same thing.
Wow.
2 months, dashed out, thinking
they do this all the time.
They weren't selling shit. A new family got moved in. They were just paying more, and it's like, no,
there needs to be regulation. I think that's where all the red tape. Let it be very straightforward, the processes, so it's not confusing to anyone, because they just love to tie you up in, oh, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and then unfortunately, I just don't want to hear all of that. KW says, aunties, I've just had my Black and Brilliant word search puzzle book published. It features 500 plus Black innovators in medicine, science, and invention. Can I put a link to it in here, please? Go.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Amazing. I can take it as well. That is great. Well done. Well done. That's very needed as well. Big up yourself.
My friend, and Vonnie London says, yes, congratulations. Vonnie London says, my friend works for Southwark Homeless Section and said the amount of people looking for accommodation after being evicted under Section 21 has risen so much in the last year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then the issue is with this as well, is that it goes back to social housing and the lack thereof. Because people are having to go into more and more private accommodation because there isn't the actual, the resources there for them to be housed differently.
Speaking of housing, Storm Claudia has brought destructive flooding to Cardiff and Birmingham. So it's left Cardiff, Monmouth and Birmingham underwater as days of relentless rain pushed rivers beyond their limits and drainage systems failed. Town centres, homes and major roads were heavily flooded, with emergency crews carrying out rescues across both cities. This is, again, more climate change related stuff. There are going to be more flooding, more incidents, and the system, especially outside of London, as we were talking about the regions bearing the brunt of poverty when it comes to how resources are distributed. This is another thing that kind of speaks to it, the lack of fixing.
Lower High Street, where our flood defences are breached. This is it. This is what extreme weather looks like. Homes, businesses, this is why just defending against floods won't save us. Flood defences can be breached. I guess we'll find out why these ones did. Whether it went over the top or whether they collapsed. It's not just Monmouth. So many of the towns and villages up and down the rivers here. The River Wye, the River Mono.
This one just repeats. You've got the Birmingham one, you've got one day on the bus.
I mean, it's almost the same, to be honest. It's like, what the hell? like what? How do you defend yourself against all of this? I don't know. Like, we're lucky where we are we? I don't even know if we're in a basin. I don't even know how it would work if any flooding happened. You know, like some places are in basins, so that it's worse. Or if our local rivers or canals flooded, what would happen? How would it? I don't know, man.
I don't understand what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying how we could be defended from it. Like what is the defense from this? Because they're saying that the weather's going to get worse, climate change is going to affect it. I don't know if where we are in London could be affected by anything like this. But I guess if any river kind of overflows, how does it get sorted out? Like, that's literally.
Yeah, no, there's parts of London where it's you're more susceptible to the flood, not just like being in South Bank or whatever. So let's say it's the way the waterways go. So Finsbury Park is susceptible to flooding. Kentish Town is, like, at Kentish Town when it would rain quite heavy, we could get flooding through the shop. It's just how it is, because it actually was a part of the canal route and they've built on top of it. So there's lots of places like that where there are waterways that run through where they just
feeders as well
on top. So it's if it happened, we are susceptible to being flooded out here, and probably will happen.
This is a thing. Up to, like they said, up to a month of rainfall fell within 24 hours. Drains and
show the one on the bus. That was crazy. Imagine being on a bus and it's like you're driving through very high floodwaters. It's really quite scary.
It is scary.
It's scary when it floods. It is totally. It's a really scary thing. But for Wales, I swear it was only like maybe 5 or 6 years ago they had a really bad flooding again, like one of the storms, or maybe it was 2 storms over a period of time, and so that was affecting loads of businesses. I think that was closer. Was it near Christmas? Or maybe it was in winter anyway. But I guess because the Wales has all the valleys, so maybe that's why they get it quite a lot.
And it's the damage to people's homes as well, like, you know, and the way that the insurance companies are changing rules around flooding and things like that. So it's like, what are you actually insured for? What can you claim back? Yeah, it's devastating.
That was the issue in Wales the last time this happened. I remember there was loads of businesses, and the insurance companies were coming back with, like, they hadn't done enough to flood proof their places, and it's kind of like, well, what do you know what is enough? Like, insurance will always find loopholes, but if you don't know that I'm even on a flooding, like, what do I know to do enough to ensure that my place isn't going to get flooded? Like, you may not know. Yvonne says part of Bermondsey was severely flooded a few months ago. Oh, wow.
See, that's what I was asking about the bait, like, because even just simple things. Anything I know is just, I think I had a conversation with someone, I can't remember, a few years ago, that I think we're in a basin where I am, where I live. So that once you're in a basin, that's where you can get the flood waters can affect you because it's collecting in it or something like that, and running off. So it's all of that stuff.
I live near to a canal feeder, so like it's actually just there. So, you know, if things overflow, it's it's possible.
And it's in a full sense of security, we just think it's never going to happen. But what, like, I can't imagine looking out my 3rd floor and just seeing water everywhere. I don't even, you know what I mean? And also it's like, there's that first and foremost. And then it's like, what damage does it do to the building? That would be the test of how strong your building is. Because especially if you think, I might be relieved that I'm up high, but then if it damages, this could come down if the infrastructure isn't protected against water damage or the force of water. I don't even know. There's just losing faith in everything. And
it's not so much that it could come down. I think what people need to be concerned of is the damp afterwards. That impact that it's going to have on the buildings.
Yeah, all
because
the things.
Water takes a long time to actually come out of things like that.
Exactly, and displacement and all that stuff. But that's the thing. Exactly. You think about that, but I'm also like, that's the first thing I thought about. Actually, could it take the building out? You just don't know. At this point, and you don't know, because council cut corners. And yes, this might be an old building where they use stronger resources, but especially from the new builds, the shit that they use to build things. Do they even consider? We can't even trust them with bloody cladding, let alone are they building with flood in mind? Are they? Do they?
That's what I wonder. But they should be. But you know, they cut corners all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at the cladding.
I think
The lack of
don't think
windows.
you're near somewhere that traditionally is going to flood. They're not going to waste their money on it.
Yeah. But then at the same time, when you want to deny, well, again, they're alluding. This is like there's going to be more rain. It's going to be warm. Like we've got unseasonably warm weather. It's November and it's still not November weather. They said we're getting a cold snap soon, but all those kind of warm winds and then you get all this kind of freak behavior, and it just causes like, because even if they were like, okay, we know that these months we're going to get this type of weather, so we can then potentially put up resources and defenses and maybe raise the barrier a bit or whatever the case. At this moment, it's a free for all. You don't know what's going to happen when because of the increase in climate change or whatever. Whether that's something that can be stopped or it is something that is our fault completely. Because some, you know, the naysayers saying it's just life. It is what it is. There's no defending it. But then there's so many things. Is it, you know?
Show the video. It's the last thing I put into the WhatsApp group.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not life. It's industry that is actually doing this. That is changing the climate. They can stop it, but they will not. Like if you just think of the destruction for what they call the lungs of the earth in Brazil, Congo, like they are. That's why they're all doing their spaceships to go up to Mars and flipping destroy there as well. It's what humans do. You do shit. You have a great flooding. The great flooding story, like Noah's Ark, almost all indigenous people have these stories of great floods.
Yeah,
that's why they
talk about the forecasting for global warming. Yeah, it was most of the UK goes. Like our island goes.
Yeah.
So that's why we gotta leave.
Yeah.
Look at that. Imagine being on a bus and it's like that.
Yeah.
That is scary.
Terrified. Like,
it's so scary.
All of that. It's just long. And
they're all holding on to the pole, I would be clamoring. Literally. No.
Oh, they're saying it's AI. They're saying it's AI.
Is it?
I don't know about that, but I don't know if this is AI. I don't know if that's true. But basically I saw this. I saw cars in Birmingham that were actually filled to the brim. And people were standing on top of them. That wasn't AI.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. It's horrible. Like, yeah, it's horrible, man. Horrible.
One says new builds are crap. You can't even put a TV on the wall for 18 months. So I doubt they're going to build for flooding in mind. That is very true. That is true.
Very, very true.
Yeah, all of that. I doubt they're thinking about that. All right, so moving on. Errol Musk. Elon Musk says the US would be worse off if white people became a minority. Elon Musk's father, Errol, has said the United States, as I said, would be worse off if white Americans become a minority. He made the comments during an interview with CNN when asked about demographic projections showing that white people will no longer make up a majority in the coming decades. This guy.
By 20, what did they say? They're saying 2050, they could drop down to like 47% or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, it's not too dramatic.
I mean, it's for them when you feel like when you're a racist, it's a lot.
Concern at the moment, and why I think South Africa is a big talking point in the US right now, is America in the next 20 years will become, for the first time in its history, a minority white country.
Well, that will be a very, very bad thing to happen. You want to see the US go down? Why? Oh, you don't like cars and electric cars, and you don't like technology, or what is it? You want to go back to the jungle, or?
If the US becomes a minority white country.
Yes.
So there's Latinas, there's blacks, there's people from all different races make up the majority, and then, you know, it could be 48% white people. Do you really think the US is doomed if it goes under?
Yeah, it goes under there.
Seriously?
Yes, of course. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects the European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work, we fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression, that's feeding them. Do you understand? You only grow big if you get fed. You only start at 800 and become 50 million if you get fed. We fed them, for crying out loud. You know, enough with this nonsense.
But so you understand, because the black population was so oppressed under apartheid.
Well, we never saw this oppression you're talking about.
You never saw it.
Of course not, because you're on the other side, you dickhead.
Because you're white.
So that's coming out soon.
I know, it's the way the guy started stuttering, because you'd be like, is he really saying this to me, to my face? There was 800 and they grew to 50 million. Like,
because we fed them.
We are like,
there were 800 black people in South Africa.
In Africa.
That's it. That's what they were. So there was no one there before you Europeans came over. That was it. There was no one there at all. This man is a dickhead.
The episode.
The fact that he's talking about, don't you like electric vehicles and things like that? It's been proven that a large amount of things were invented by black people, bruv.
Yes.
A large amount of the things that you covet today were invented by black people.
And overwritten and just deleted and pretended that they were
right. Donald Trump was talking about he started listing all these things the other day. That's been whenever it was. That's been that Americans have invented, but it was all black people. It was all black people.
Yep.
You know what's actually crazy though? Ain't this dude like facing charges for like?
Yes,
you're sitting there talking about like, no, the world needs us. Honestly, sometimes when they talk like that, I am like, no. How did they get to where they are? Like, truly,
right?
When you sit down and think, and it's like, how? Because what was powering the brain? Like, there's so much stupidity that gets spouted. I don't even understand how you guys are asking about. I literally have no idea. Like, he's so stupid, but this man has amassed millions himself.
Exactly.
I do sit down.
We gave them jobs.
Will Smith, exactly that. We gave them jobs. Will Smith, exactly.
It's like
why are they even interviewing him? Exactly. Actually,
all the time he gets interviewed. Like, he needs to be in prison, for God's sake.
He said, I didn't see any apartheid. I didn't see any of that. Duh. That's because it worked, you idiot. They were segregated.
Crazy.
Idiot.
Tory Lanez has lost his appeal in Megyn Thee Stallion shooting case after a 3-judge panel upheld both his conviction and 10-year prison sentence for shooting Megyn Thee Stallion in 2020. The California Appellate Court ruled that there were no errors serious enough to overturn the verdict, leaving his conviction fully intact. I wonder if that will shut up the naysayers and the disbelievers. I doubt it, but here we go. There's a little bit of a Megyn Cunliffe doing her little account of what's happened.
Tory Lanez's appeal, the appellate ruling, the 46-page appellate ruling. Like I've said earlier in previous slides, like it's very common that the appellate court will find errors that happen during trial or sentencing, but the big question is, are they reversible errors? Here in this case, they barely even found any errors, and the errors that they did find.
Just to say, it's not Megyn. I know you haven't said that, but it's not Megyn Thee Stallion giving the report. It's someone else called Megyn. I know you're on mute. I'm just saying because it was like, oh, Megyn's talking.
No. Sorry, Megyn. She's does all the kind of court reporting on Twitter. She's blown up. She definitely did this case and Diddy's case and stuff like that. But yes, Megyn Cunliffe, not Megyn Thee Stallion.
One was a jury instruction issue. They ruled the jurors, Judge Hereford should have read a different instruction regarding the concealed weapon charge, carrying a concealed weapon inside a vehicle. And he should have read one that specified you needed criminal intent for it. But they said that was, that it was harmless because there was so much that outweighed it. And there was a lot of talk and argument that emphasized he needed criminal intent, like intent state of mind to be convicted of that. So they thought that was a wash. But I mean, if that's like the only thing that they won, I mean, that's not going to really move the needle on anything. They basically rejected everything. And it is true that I said this on Twitter, that when you actually look at this, and I've known this all along, that his appeal was freaking terrible. I mean, it was really, really, really bad. Crystal Morgan doesn't know what she's doing. It's just, it's true. And I'm sorry if it's like considered rude that I say that or something, but it's like, we're in like the participation trophy era where like, you know, just because you tried hard and turned in the appellate ruling, we're not allowed to like call it terrible and incompetent. It's like, this is, I mean, it's not like if he really had any issues, but one thing that jumped out to me is the aggravators for his sentencing. And I posted about this on Twitter. He only challenged one aggravator to his sentencing, and the judge found 4. One of them probably maybe was challengeable. It was the aggravator of his post shooting conduct. And it's like, where in the statute does it say that the judge can apply that? But he never even challenged that on appeal. So the one that he did challenge was Megyn being found a vulnerable victim. And the argument that Crystal Morgan put forth on that was that Megyn had to have known, or she had some knowledge that there was perhaps an armed individual in the car, so she had time to run or flee. I mean, these are incompetent arguments. I mean, somebody says here, literally a joke. It's like, yeah, no, seriously. It's like, what is this? And somebody on Twitter was like, this is like the biggest sign that we live in a stimulation. It's like, seriously. And all these grifter, like the state representative in Florida, of course, and then Diana London, that PR person who like latched on to Lanez and his family. It's like, okay, now they're just being victimized. Like, I mean, this lady.
Everything she's saying is spot on, though. I watched quite a few YouTubers going through it, and one of them, it may have been Attorney Simone, was just pointing out all of the things why Tory Lanez, they are being grifted. Like, his lawyer was so ineffective, and she pointed out, very similar to what Megyn is saying, all of the things where you'd be like, obviously now she's going to go in on this because that's challengeable, and she doesn't. And also somebody else was saying they feel like he is being set up even further because his lawyer was so shit. It's like, you had a shit lawyer at the time for you to even get 10 years. Right. And now in your appeal, you've got another shit lawyer. It must be he's stupid or he is being set up. But he could be both. He could be stupid and being set up to stay in prison for 10 years. I don't know why anybody would go for Tory Lanez so much. I don't know. He was that valuable to the game that you needed to take him out. He's just a stupid man, basically.
It's just, and I think it's that thing where, again, it's that caught up in the celebrity, maybe believing his own hype, not really doing your due diligence when it comes to looking for an actual lawyer that does the damn thing. Because, it's not easy finding a good lawyer. But if you're relying on name and celebrity, it's long. It doesn't work like that. And I think, and Will Smith, she's laughing at his appeal. She's not laughing at his appeal. She's laughing at the stupidness of his team. That's what she's laughing at. She's like, the woman is incompetent. She's talking about the people on his team. And she even says the family essentially became a victim of a PR lady and the team. So it's less about laughing about his appeal being shut down. It's more about the fact that you've got a dumb team. And I don't know all the ins and outs of it. So let me not talk. I'm listening to what Nana's saying. And then what Megyn said. I don't know all the ins and outs of his team. But this is what happened. And to be fair,
it was a step in the right direction to get an appeal. There are lots of people that are saying that he did, like, the sentence is quite strong. Yeah. So even if he got, it would be what he's been in now, like 3 or 4 years or something. People were like, if the appeal goes well, he'll come out because it'll be like, okay, time, you've done your time type of thing where scaling down. But she didn't put forward that argument where you could effectively, for the judge to be like, I'm even going to do anything on this. Like, she didn't argue that. I don't know if he can appeal again. I don't know how it works. If he can now get a team and try again. This may be a one and done, and it's kind of like, bro, what have you got now? 4 or 5 more years? You might have to eat it.
Yeah, it's long.
And then when you get out,
in 2023. He was only sentenced in 2023.
So he's got a bit to do. He's got a
while, yeah.
I mean, he's a youngish man, so you can carry on at the other side of it, but it is like you're gonna, when you come out, you're being deported, and there you go, Yeah,
it's long. It is long.
It all sounds like a madness anyway, and the whole thing is him and his team did bring this on themselves. If they didn't taunt Megyn and do all of their shenanigans, this may have been a small misdemeanor that kind of went away, like one of those tales that takes place, like, years
Like
later.
Charlie Sheen.
Tory Lanez actually like shot at Megyn. Like it could have been one of those. That
yeah.
They just played it differently. So there you go.
It was all farcical. And again, it's that delusion of grandeur, thinking that you're bigger than the law. You're not even Diddy. You're not even that level of person or celebrity to think that you can act anyhow and just recklessly and think that it's going to sometimes you get caught up with the court of public opinion. You got maybe the people on the streets like, yeah, no, Tory, you got it. And then you just don't even do due diligence on the people that are actually looking into your case. Stop looking at the people on social media. We don't know fuck all. We're just talking. And that's it. You can't rely on us, and none of us.
Like says, aunties, you forget that just before all of this, Tory just found a way to make money independently from the labels by putting music on his crypto, and he was starting to make money. Not he was going to buy CBS. Come on.
I mean, come on. It's all these, like, is it him? Like, come on. I don't know. There's all these conspiracy theories.
Tory will be a billionaire.
Yeah. It's not that. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it goes like that. I just really don't. It's not that deep in that way. Yes, the industry full of racism. Yes, there's oppression tactics involved, but Tory Lanez wasn't the one that's going to take down the whole system. It wasn't that. I think I can confidently say that. Let me be wrong in it, but
that shit makes me laugh. I don't know. Tory Lanez was just stupid. I still do believe that it was Kelsey. That it's just all too messy. The fallout of this whole thing. I don't know. If nobody's gonna say Kelsey was the one that shot the gun, then it goes on to Tory, innit?
That's the thing. Like, if you want to, I mean, you hold it down, and how do you know what it is? It is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, you're in there. We're out here talking about you. Okay, so did you guys see the clip of the state trooper that kind of bunksed an NFL player? He's been sent home from game day duties after confrontation with South Carolina players during the Texas A&M match. Footage showed the officer stepping between Nick Harbour and Oscar Adaway as they walked back toward the field before pointing at them as if issuing a warning. It was so wild. The incident has sparked questions about conduct and crowd control inside stadium tunnels. It was really wild what he did. Small but sure, but like, what's your problem?
I didn't get why he was vexed.
No.
He was so vexed. It was like, calm down, mate.
And college football just got a whole SEC scandal popping off. And it ain't even about the scoreboard. Nah, fam. It's about he was tag teaming with the Aggies on defense. All right, so boom. South Carolina out here cooking Nick Harbour. Big dude, track star, 5-star athlete, burns the entire defense, goes 80 yards to the crib. Crowd in shambles, Aggie sick. Classic moment. Right after the touchdown, when Harbour and his teammates walking through the tunnel celebrating, minding their business, here comes officer shoulder work, bro. And the internet went nuts. LeBron James jumped in the comments like, suspend that A&M cop. That was premeditated and corny as F. Now, you know when Bron hops out a helicopter to comment on your behavior, yeah, you done messed up. Fans calling it power tripping, authority cosplay, security guard WWE tryout, you name it, he got called it. And guess what? The man got sent home. Texas DSP said, pack your badge, pack your boots, you're not working at this stadium no more. Inspector General investigation, all because bro wanted a little ESPN screen time. And here's the crazy part. While all this drama was going on, Texas A&M pulled off one of the wildest comebacks ever. Down 30-3, they ran it all the way up back to win 31-30.
We don't need to play on the game.
The sports fandom happened. But yeah,
this is what's funny. That guard, that officer, didn't even need to walk up there. Because look what all the officers are, other ones. They're even looking like, what's going on?
What's wrong?
No, it's
totally crazy what he does.
Purposeful. He went up to basically push, and remember, this is college football. Like, you are most definitely probably old enough to be their grandfather. Like, these are kids. Why are you going toe to toe with them? And they could rip your head off if they wanted to.
This is the thing. And then
you think that you can go and beat up black men, basically. And you have cameras everywhere. This is
so weird.
Job. Actually, they should actually get him arrested for assault, especially the one that he should be done for assault.
Online are saying that him being sent home isn't good enough. He should actually lose his job, like you said. And everyone else has been saying, what does he do when the cameras aren't on him? If he feels like he can do this while millions of people are watching, what does he do when they're not? Because it was so forceful the way that he barged through them. Like he wanted them to be like, confrontational towards him. But they were just like, what's going on? And they kind of walked back.
Yeah.
It was him that was screaming and shouting.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
So your team are losing. These are school kids. Your team are losing, and you're going to, with your big bright uniform on, assault people, players who are coming back to do their job and start playing. Like, really? Because they were celebrating. Nah.
Yeah, it's that, and again, it's that authoritative, that thing where you don't like seeing black people joy, and you just got to take them down a peg or two. How dare you be celebrated? And yes, we are going to make it about race. I don't give a damn. Like there was too much. There was racism in that.
I felt him saying, "Boy."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It was son, but it's probably boy.
Yeah,
it was what you're doing here in Texas.
What you doing, boy?
Yeah, awful,
I'll cut you clean, boy.
Yeah, definitely.
The conspiracy theorists are still going. Sometimes what looks like a conspiracy in relation to the last story is actually what it is. Okay, so break it down. Tory is what? Obviously talking about Drake and the UMG. People forget that Will Smith says people forget UMG gave Drake a $500 million contract and then went to court with him. But people don't find that shit weird. We live in the Twilight Zone for real. Bruh.
I mean, Drake is a different beast to Tory Lanez.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying is the great takedown of anybody, I wouldn't have thought it was going to be Tory Lanez. But if you guys think it is, maybe he was about to buy CBS. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe his one deal was going to shake up the music industry so much so, that they thought, let's get him in prison forever for a messy discussion. Botswana and Angola are considering splitting control of De Beers as a bidding war looms. Botswana and Angola in talks take over a potential deal to divide ownership of De Beers, the diamond giant being sold by Anglo-American, as both nations seek greater control over the global diamond trade. But this comes in as diamonds are trading lower because they're fighting against fakes and just general world issues, economy issues. Let's have a look.
I thought it was that loads of people aren't after diamonds anymore. Like their value is dropped in like our perception.
All of that's happening and affecting sales. So everything's in flux.
Two of the largest diamond producing countries in Africa, Angola and Botswana, are teaming up to purchase the largest diamond distribution company in the world called De Beers. De Beers is owned by Anglo-American, a company based out of the UK. They have 85% ownership, and Botswana currently has 15% ownership. So this news was met with a lot of cheers because, it speaks to Africa regaining control of their natural resources. But here's the interesting thing. Diamond prices are actually at a decade low and have been dropping off of a cliff for the last 5 years, and it's mainly because of one reason: lab-grown diamonds. These lab-grown diamonds has completely disrupted the entire marketplace because lab-grown diamonds test on a diamond test the same as a natural diamond. They've gotten so good that many experts said that there's actually no difference at all. As you can see in this headline, there's no real difference between natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds when put under the test. So if you can get something that's actually essentially the same for a tenth or a quarter of the price as a natural diamond, why would you pay 75% more? This explains why diamonds have been dropping off a cliff as far as their value is concerned. So this speaks to a few different things when it comes to business. Is De Beers seeing where the marketplace is going and using these countries as a liquidity event? Or is it still a good investment because some people will still pay for diamonds? They want natural diamonds, and the branding of De Beers can be used to even sell lab-grown diamonds in the future. Interesting from both perspectives, but in business, you always buy low and sell high. Two of the largest diamond.
That's the first thing I kind of thought. Like, get control of your resources for one, but is this a smart not is it a smart move, but yes, what to what cost? Because if diamonds are dropping, and all the labor, the toll it takes into diamond mining, the equipment that's used, all that, the processing of diamonds, when you could just get them, grow them in a lab, reclaiming this business. And yes, if there, unless there's a pivot to De Beers lab grown diamonds, I'm just wondering. And then the actual American Anglo owners getting out when they see the forecasts. Now you want to give back after 300 years of owning it or running it or whatever. I don't know. I at first I was like, yeah, you get your shit back. But then when I saw that, okay, the prices are dropping and it's not as lucrative, I don't know. I don't know enough about the diamond industry.
It does. I don't know. I'm happy that they would be trying to get their shit back. And at the same time, I'm also like, and then why are you paying them for it? If they don't want to do this anymore, why am I buying this business? It's a natural resource. Like, these are the things I don't quite understand. But maybe that's a dictatorial way of thinking about it, though. But I am literally like, it's my country, it's my land, it's my shit. If you guys are off now, bye, see you later, it's mine. Like, why are we buying this from you? Like, have you not had enough? You've built, it's enough now, isn't it? Maybe I need to lease things for like 20 years and you get what you want from it, and then you got to come out of my country. Like, there's something. I just feel like this isn't it may not be the smartest thing.
This is what I feel. I feel like
a play. It feels like a play.
Yes.
For companies to get a whole load of money again out of African nations. If it's changing, they will leave, because they would do that when they would find gold and they would mine it to death, and then maybe they would find gold somewhere else and they just left the mines there. Like, so I don't know. I don't know if buying De Beers is the smartest thing for anybody to do, actually.
I think it's about what is about the pivot. We're getting some comments. True Love says, well, that's a lie. It's like saying that there's no difference between an AI human versus a real human. The real thing will always be real. They want to destroy it so Africa can get their ownership of full profit. They go on to say, when they can't make fate, they'll come back and Africa can sell and not give ownership. They should still buy it because a win is a win. Africa needs to regain full ownership of all its resources. And then Slice of Dizzle says, marriage rates have dropped in the Western world. We're talking about this on the MSM, mainstream media. The bridal companies from the UK to US to Australia are going bust. So yes, something is afoot. And also that, because people, diamonds are not just about engagement rings and wedding rings. You know what I mean? So there's also people, rappers and their chains. People just generally like.
It was the hugest part of the diamond market was.
Yeah, I hear it. That was the branding, isn't it?
Yeah. That is like a huge part. Gifting, just all of the trappings of marketing with you gift a diamond, and all of that is changing now. And I just think taste wise, I don't know too many people that are really being sold on I need to have a diamond ring. Like, it's different. People's tastes are evolving, and the marketing of it. It's not new. Like, so everything will have its moment in it. It will have its moment and die. And truly, people are not getting married. So that's a whole part of your industry that is no longer, it's not a thing. And then when you do get married, lots of people want different things on their ring. Like a tattoo. Some people are like, I don't even want a piece of metal on my finger.
All of that. Yeah, you're right in regards to the wedding industry. I just feel like it's a play. I don't know why or where or how they benefit. And I don't want to, patronize the African countries involved in this. So I'm hoping they're doing their due diligence. They understand why. Having ownership of your resources is always a good thing, anyway. And I'd change the name as well, but I don't know.
I just get. It's like them stealing shit. It's the same. To me, this is how I'm processing it. It sounds like the same shit of you stolen stuff.
Yes, and then
super cheap at the first time when you were taking the lands and it became yours. You probably didn't pay, I believe. But if you did, it wasn't what it was worth for how much you paid. And now it's going down. Now you're going to be like, now you guys can buy back your shit. Fuck off. If you want to go about your business, piss off. It's ours anyway. That's how I feel more countries. Maybe that is dictatorial. I don't know.
No, I suppose it's like there's business in it. It's what's fair in business. But it's unfair because they didn't do fair business in the start. So, but it's like going low, going high when they've gone low, when actually everyone go gutter. It's exactly what you said. Like, come out. You don't want it. That's your business. This is ours now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the captain now business. That's what needs to happen.
Because weren't that what the Europeans were doing when they were going around the world, conquering and colonizing places? Weren't you finding a country that was already there, doing their thing, flourishing, and being like, you know what, it's ours now?
Yeah.
Come on.
You know what I was thinking? And I just had to Google it as well. If diamonds become cheap, like they become worthless as a form of jewelry, they can be used for energy. So get your things back in it, because you never know what science might do.
It's about the pivot. What can they be used for? What's the pivot? Buy it back and what's the pivot? Take it back and what's the pivot? Because also, again, it could be, as the guy said, De Beers lab-grown diamonds. Keep the brand name. You know, I'd hate to keep that name, but keep the brand name common sense-wise. But that's the thing. It's like business-wise, can, you know, rising from the ashes, whatever, and do the pivot. Use it for energy. Be a different kind of, and do a different kind of business. We'll see. We'll see. And Slices says, ironic that everyone feeling this is a play will be conspiracy thinking, but you'll have just seen the pattern enough times to know there's some fuckery afoot. We know there's fuckery afoot. We always talk about conspiracies. We just don't think Tory Lanez potentially is. Everything that's happened to Tory Lanez is on that wave. There could be a little bit of conspiracy around him. Could be something to keep him down, but I just don't think it's on the level of what he was gonna shift the needle that deeply. The conspiracy is everywhere. We're conspiracy theorists generally.
I can't take Tory Lanez serious, but okay.
Maybe that's our undoing.
I know there's so many people that are really like free Tory, but it just makes me laugh.
I just like, let's just get on with it, mate.
Look,
Smile White
people in prison, man.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be in prison that are.
Yeah.
Smile White accused of mocking clients and sharing private medical photos, whistleblowers tell LBC. Staff at a cosmetics dental firm, Smile White, are facing serious allegations after whistleblowers claimed employees shared patients' clinical photos in internal chats and mocked clients' appearances, including racist and ableist language. I mean, do you know what? We don't know who's serving us, do we, at this point? And I don't know how you do due diligence to find out who hates us and who's not, who doesn't. I can't find a video on this, but it's like, this is some of the things. Proper, I don't even know what word is. A mix of English and fresh would be nice. Ring me at silly o'clock, leave me alone, grandma. We welcome UNICEF leads, but need some Caucasian too. Like things like just checking who's in the group before I text. I'm seeing some UNICEF leads. UNICEF being Africans that can't afford treatment. And more of this stuff. White people sell all the time, and Asian. We welcome UNICEF leads. We need some Caucasian too, as per a NATO agreement. So, do you care?
You know what? As Smile goes as a company, this is the least of what they do. They basically take a lot of money from folks and don't deliver on a product.
Oh, really?
It's a scam of a company. It's a scam. Like they have bigger issues, and it feels like getting press attention on this takes away from the absolute scamming that they've done of lots of people. That's it. That's what their company is known for. Like, so this type of racist banter, obviously, that it doesn't. I'm never truly bothered by that. It's the taking of people's money and not knowing what you're signing up for properly. This company is known for that. That's what they need to be taken down for. People need to really look into, when you're signing up for these plans, how much it is, and it's never a saving. It's a total con, and they're known to be a con company. So what they're talking about, okay, cool. I would expect that type of chat from loads of people. Folks,
I've never heard of this company before, so I didn't even know who they were. The company founders Hassan and Hussein have told LBC they acknowledge and regret use of the inappropriate word to describe some needs from an international source. They deny that their use of the word, I guess, is some of the racist terms like UNICEF and all that type of stuff. So the Hassan and Hussein, they're not even white.
No. I think it is an Asian-owned
company.
Business. Yeah, I think it is an Asian-owned business. I mean, that's a problem. aside from Elaine's thing, that is a problem in itself, like what's going on with the corner shops and shit. But there is a problem with the anti-blackness from the Asian community anyway, that seems to be sidelined. But another thing that I saw that is really a problem is how they're using YouTube. Lots of people in various different South Asian countries setting up businesses that are targeting Black celebrities and Black people and putting out videos that get millions of views and make money and cause friction between us. And when you start going to the source, a lot of them are Asian as well.
I had that on
the problem here.
I had that on my doc actually somewhere. That's something I had that a couple of weeks ago about the amount of videos that have been set up just to cause problems.
Take people down, destroy marriages. Like it's a real problem, and YouTube ain't doing shit about it. And it's like we've got to again just keep on seeing the play where Black people are being used for food to prop up other people. Our pain, our discourse, folks presenting like this is a Black channel and this is a news space. But all it is destroying Black households. And then when you start to see who owns this shit, they're in Pakistan, they're in India. Like, this is an issue. You've gone on mute, dude.
Are they Asian-owned I mean, again, this is allegedly, and we're just looking because I don't know the facts of all of this. But are they Asian-owned companies who are farming out are they doing this and hiring people in Pakistan, or is it somebody else that's hiring people in Pakistan? They always like the cheap work labor. So who's actually behind those? Is it white people or other people? Is it just Asians? Is it who's doing it and putting it all together? Is it saying that it's just Asians?
The owners of the channels, when they go back to who owns this channel, is an Asian person, and they do fronts where you would think that they're based in the US or the UK as well, was being used as fronts, and then the more research was done into the companies, and it was actually based firsthand India, firsthand Pakistan. Somebody else was in Finland, again Asian man, but you're presenting on the channel, it will have like 2 Black people there, like you'll think this is a Black media company, and it's not. And that's similar to even the pages on Instagram that we have seen. You think they're pumping out Black news and it's Asian owned, and then you see the videos that they will put out, and it's generally putting out rhetorics. You have one side where it's all very anti-Caribbean, and then you have another one that's anti-African, owned by the same Asian company.
Oh, this is what I had on here.
We looked into the other accounts that basically took this salacious commentary and ran with it.
Hiding behind names like Black Tea or Urban Gossip, posing as insiders from our community.
But exposure changes everything. Look at how this group of channels, owned and operated by the same person, amplified Willie Laney's lies. These videos didn't appear randomly. They were released in sequence. Look at the pattern and malicious intent by which they operated. This is coordinated amplification, and their goal is always one thing: make the lie go viral. Get people to start writing the celebrity, get their attention, get them to respond and feed the algorithm. Once they pull you into it, they profit from the chaos. Then there are the accounts that we are not in settlement talks with, and they are named in our lawsuit. Here they are. Nazir Rao claims to be based in the U.S., runs the channel Star News, targets Black U.S. celebs and public figures with misinformation. He's actually based in Pakistan. Dinar Minglalamov runs the channel Black Tea, claims to be based in the United States, targets Black celebs and public figures with denigrating content. He's based in Russia. Kunjamal Jayan, official Vault Videos, claims to be based in the United States, targets Black public figures and celebs with defamatory content. He's based in India. Imran Igra runs the channel Celeb News, claims to be based in the United States, targets black celebrities with misinformation and also black public figures. He is actually based in Pakistan. Mohammed Shabazz Hader runs the channel Celebrity Star Talks, claims to be based in the United States, a gossip channel with negative content about U.S. black celebrities. Mohammed is based in Pakistan. Sunny Duvall claims to be based in the United States, runs the channel Mukam Music, targets black celebrities with negative commentary, actually based in Pakistan. Muhammad Islam runs the channel We Got Celeb, claims to be based in the United States, targets black public figures and celebs with negative and denigrating content. Muhammad is actually based in Pakistan.
We looked into the other accounts that basically took this salacious commentary and ran with it.
Hiding behind names like Black Tea or Urban.
Repeating
Back to the beginner, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a full doc on it. There's their one, and there's another set of people who have done a follow-up as well from a different angle, just exposing lots of the accounts. So if anybody is following them to not. But celeb news, I've actually seen that. Like, you can generally tell sometimes like the headline is quite false, but they get super views because some people, as you're scrolling, you may just be like, oh, this is breaking news on this celebrity, and you may half watch it. Either way, YouTube is paying them. And it does cause issues like that couple's that they were breaking up or whatever. That made it all around on the blogs. Like, people thought it was really real. That was affecting their business as well. So yeah, it's something to really think about in lots of different ways, how we are being used and our attention is being used. And then we can think of all the other ways that a community has used our culture to prop up their lives. And we haven't done that to anybody else.
No.
So in a way, it's just another form of an oppression and exploitation. And when you call it out, folks want to be like, oh, but where's the unity? And it's like, again, from the victim side of it, it's like somehow we have to be like pleasant to people that are using us as food. I don't get it. And I hate that there are black people out here going after Elaine at this moment for just calling shit out.
Yeah.
I think it's wild.
Yeah. Speaking of, I think we're gonna wrap up 20 half past. Speaking of very vulture stuff, there's a guy that was giving some advice about dreadlocks. He's minding his own business, sharing some information, and then in comes. So here's the original video of this guy talking about why he thinks that you need 2 locticians, and then we have somebody else coming in to share her unwarranted opinion, or maybe you think she was right. 1 second. So here's what this guy was saying.
2 locticians. One, a retwist expert and a stylist, and the guy who's actually a loctician who's going to lock your hair by crocheting it. Why is that important? Sometimes you're a retwistician, you're stylist, and they do amazing styles and amazing retwist, but they really don't serve your hair properly in terms of protecting it from breakage. So you need another loctician who you can go 3-4 times a year to crochet your whole lock, because it's not supposed to be done all the time, and get yourself crocheted and then continue with your stylist. Does it make sense? I was thinking about it and I was like, that's actually a good idea.
Fair. Seems like it's a poignant piece of advice.
Just, he's saying what he's saying. Then in comes my friend.
One, a retwist expert and a stylist.
This is misinformation, and I'm going to tell you why. Having too many hands in your head is never good. You want the same person doing the same thing every time, or else you're going to have inconsistencies in your lock. If you need crochet and your loctician doesn't do crochet, find a new loctician. Crocheting 3 to 4 times a year, that's very unhealthy. I don't know why he would say that. No more than 2 times a year. No more. Anything else is just creating damage. Thirdly, if you're doing a big crochet session, I don't want to see you once a year. I want to see you throughout the month so that I can make sure that the crochet is good. That's thickening, it's holding well, it's not unraveling. If I see you once a year, I'm never going to be able to get you where you need to be. Find you one good loctician that can crochet, that can give you a retie if you need a retie, and that can do regular maintenance and styles. Don't listen to the propaganda.
Are people actually going to that woman to get their locks done?
Apparently she's an optician herself. Apparently she knows multiple different hair textures, and apparently she knows what she's talking about. I mean, she's locked off her page. Because I was hunting so hard because so many reaction videos. Sorry, KW. There's so many reaction videos. It was hard to find her actual what she said. I was like, some people starting to say like, no, she means it. She means well. Da, da, da. I was like, okay, guys, let me see what she says. It's the fact that she's had the audacity, the caucasity to say propaganda. Don't listen to a black man with locks down to his legs. And I'm not saying that you can be, you can't spread misinformation. I'm not saying because you're black. I'm not saying because he's got locks. But let's not say propaganda. You can give your advice, but what he's saying isn't wild enough for you to come out and say this is propaganda. Nothing he said was out of order. Nothing. He didn't even say
when your hair looks like that.
Not when your hair looks like that.
If her locks were locktastic, I might take her advice. But as it stands, her locks are ludicrous. So I can't take advice to someone when your hair looks like that. Because not everything she was saying was chatting shit. Like I could hear that coming from someone who. And it's not because she's white, it's because the state of her locks.
Yeah. But are they locks?
It's the state of her lock extensions or whatever the fuck they are on her head and the blue bits in it. And the fact that she's had to put some sort of string around it to hold it together, it looks like I can't take you seriously. That's it. I can't take you seriously.
Nothing.
So stupid. I swear, I do wonder what folks are doing. Like, she really recorded that and uploaded it.
Yeah, now she wants to block her page because lock off her page. But what did you expect? What did you expect? Because even delivery, it's a fact. For me, it's the worst propaganda. It's I'm speechless because what she could have said.
Man with locks to his bum.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him.
And
Listen to me.
She could have said, you know what, actually, it maybe not in this. She could even have said in this current climate, it's not always feasible to have two hairdressers to do your hair.
That's why I said something. Agreed.
She could have said that. She could have said that. She could have said without, and again, without condemning him. And I don't know if it was in reaction to that video. It was. So like to say propaganda, but then you could have said in this current climate, if you can't, here's some tips for, because I do hair, maybe there's that. Man was talking about he wasn't.
I mean, what he said, if you have the means to do it, it does make sense.
It makes sense.
That for me is like, if you go to the hairdressers, there is a colorist. That's what they do.
Precisely.
And then you'll have the stylist.
Exactly.
So, and some stylists can be your colorist as well, but sometimes somebody who really knows is a colorist, you go to them. So it just seemed like if you are about the styles and everything else, somebody may be able to neaten up your hair a bit and put it in lovely styles, but they're not looking after your locks. Mm-hmm. You would go to a loctician for that. To me, this is just common sense. But your pocket dictates if you are able to do this. Really, some people they're not going to be able to. He's just offering advice. Maybe think about that when you're on your locks journey. But for this woman who literally has wool and string in her hair to be talking about how you should be doing your locks and come to me for me to do your... come on now. I know hairdressers are notorious for not having good hair themselves, but this is utterly ridiculous.
It's wild. Nonsense. Let's go to a little bit of nonsense. Did you see this? This what is it?
About the woman that was given birth.
Oh yes. Sorry, my bad. I was trying to cut time because it's getting late and I am tired. And Farrah has some work to do. Texas mother. Okay, so guys, did you see the Texas mother who says hospital left her daughter screaming in labor for more than half an hour before care was given? The Texas mother was accused Dallas Regional Medical Center in Mesquite of delaying urgent care while her daughter, Carrie Jones, was in active labor. The incident went viral after a TikTok video posted by Jones's mother showed the mum to be doubled over in severe pain while staff continued asking admission questions. It's just the way the woman was doing it was just wild.
In the group, there's original
Child is-
footage as well. Rather than having someone talk over it, there's original footage.
Okay.
The actual woman's videos
Yeah.
are in the mother's.
I thought I. Talk about yourself. We're kind of dead silence, please.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm just looking over your comments.
So this kind of resonated with me because when I was having my daughter, I got to the hospital and I was in active labor, and they put me in a wheelchair and I went up and I went to the hospital at the time that they told me to get to the hospital. So, but the midwife took one look at me and was like, no, come into this room. And she literally said to me, you're going to need to start pushing. So she knew, like she did, like once I got up to the ward and she saw me, she basically was like, no, we're not doing any of this stuff that we had said we're going to do. You need to go into this room and you need to start pushing. So when I saw this, I thought, that's fucking mad. Like this woman, you can see she's in active labor.
Yeah.
She's screaming in pain. And you're there saying to her, is this your first pregnancy? Okay. Yeah. And when is your due date? Okay. And then she asks her again, when is your due date? Okay. And blah, blah, blah. Like the woman, do you not know that how dangerous this is? She could have died. Her baby could have died. You could have had 2 dead people on your hands because you want to sit down and do paperwork.
Which can be done at any other stage. I think it's the wildest.
It's the one before this.
Yeah. This is after the baby's born.
Yeah, I know the one that it's the one because I saw the same two. I saw the clip as well, and it's the one that you've got in the group is the same one with the guy on it. I don't see the other one
There's
without.
more than one. That's what. Scroll down here.
Oh, here.
This is her
Scroll
actual
down.
page.
Oh,
There
no,
you go.
baby.
That. Yeah.
Follow up on the video that I posted earlier. So I was at work. I had no idea of the activity that was going on. My daughter's texting me, calling me. I didn't know what was going on. So finally I get home, they tell me about the video, and a lot of you was asking about a follow-up and to explain the situation. So this is the situation. My daughter went into active labor at home. We took her to the hospital.
Yeah, I thought that was. This is the one I clicked on. But that's the head on it.
When's your due date?
Let me just play.
Right now. Is your due date 11? What? How many times have you been pregnant? 3. This is your 3rd pregnancy? Yes. You have 2 babies. It's in my ass. You have 2 babies at home. Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the black ones? Her due date
I
is
just
the
said
10th.
it was the 10th.
She got 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors.
At this point, still no, not gonna get up.
Still no.
Not even looking at.
Everybody say how they treat people.
That's what's horrible.
She's not even looking like, and it's like
I'm not even looking
so
at
they
her.
kept her for 30 minutes, and then after this video, the baby was born 12 minutes. That is literally my story. I got to the hospital, and my daughter was born 56 minutes after I got to the hospital. And if it wasn't for the smarts of the woman or not even the smarts, you know, like you're trained in it as a midwife. You can see, or a nurse, you can see what active labor looks like versus someone just having standard contractions. It's just what could have happened to this poor woman and her child doesn't even bear thinking about.
And the baby was in distress, as they were saying in the video, just because of the time.
The baby also like pooed in
Yeah,
her.
that's
It's got like, so it's got problems there. It's just horrible.
It's
that's really dangerous. It's so dangerous when the baby poos.
Yes.
And the effects that can have on the child as well, and you internally. But also, when she said, "This is my third child," generally the more kids you have, the quicker you're going to deliver as well. And when she said, "It's in my ass," you would know the ring of fire. You know when it's there. So that she had said that she's had a child before.
She knows her body.
Calmly sitting there asking questions, and as the mum goes on to say, they knew that she was coming. So all of this that she's asking about, it's filled in. You're going over it. Why are you doing that now? When the woman is screaming from the pits of her, like literally in pain, and you are sitting there. Even if your legs are hurting, you're tired, whatever, put her in the labor room. Just get her situated. So even if your legs are tired, whatever, have her on a monitor. Like these are, it's not asking too much. But
show her some care, some bedside manner. Look at her.
It's for me that was aside from everything, her noise, everything, her pain. It's the fact that you didn't even once look to the left of you and see, well, not even a reassuring arm, or not even like, "Madam, I know you're going through it. I'm so sorry." Even if by all means you had to do it. We all know you didn't, but let's say you had to get these questions out. You didn't say, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm coming." You weren't reassuring, you weren't caring, you didn't put an hand out. You're supposed to be the carer. You are in such an important position at this time. You are you're a life bringer. You're bringing life. You're part of the thing of bringing life into this earth. And you're
create a safe space.
And you're acting like that. We spoke about before about this vocational thing, spiritually vocational. There's only certain people that should be on this earth doing certain jobs. It's spiritual at this point. It is. You might think you're just taking an admin job. You're not. You're in the space of bringing life to this earth, and you're acting like that.
But this nurse, there's footage of this nurse. There's footage of this nurse doing other fuckery to another patient. Not the person wasn't in labor, but it was like someone who was unconscious, and like the paramedics were trying to drag him and stuff like that. And you could see he was unconscious, and his girlfriend was filming, and the way that she was treating them. So this is standard for her. She didn't actually
get standard for this hospital. People were saying it's like it's notorious. If you go to this hospital, you're lucky if you leave alive. Like it's terribly run. Nobody cares. So, and you know, some institutions it gets like that. It starts from the top down. Like, if nobody ever pulls you up, your standards can just slip along the way. But that is so dangerous. Anything could have gone on in that moment. Like she was so close to delivering, anything could have gone wrong.
Yeah,
you haven't even checked to see where the baby is. Like,
exactly
in the right position. Like, there's no care
nothing
whatsoever. It's actually scary.
Think about the system, and it's true because knowing someone that's worked from hospital to hospital and understand that it's just how that manager, that ward leader, the sister, the people that head in charge, how they run their system, how it's so different from place to place. And it could just take, as you said, one person that doesn't give a fuck or doesn't have that care and allows their team to be shit, and how they cover up for each other, how they people in place who shouldn't be in the role. And it's so weird how, especially this when there's a story that we didn't get to about there's an increase in racism towards nurses, but internally the clicking up in the racism that's delivered to certain people because you don't like them. It's like a schoolyard within a place, but then you can't have those schoolyard tactics and antics when you're dealing with life. You can't do that. It's just on personalities and human error. That is what it is. You've got people that are allowed to stay in their role, and there's other people that you want to get out because of jealousy, because they're doing a good job. Then you want to get them out, but then you leave the people that are doing shitty jobs and cover up for each other. It's like literally some place to run like the mafia, like you literally code of silence, all that stuff. It's really bad,
especially within the NHS, because they can
there's so much
that body of like the systems are there, middle management, and the fighting over resources. It's like a scarcity mindset. It feeds in everywhere. In Newham, when I got to Newham, they had probably had 2 cases of losing mothers, so they were a little bit on their P's and Q's, just a little bit. But I still got shouted at twice after I've had a C-section.
What?
To go and get medicine twice. I couldn't get up properly.
Oh
Both of the
God,
times, by black women, like coming in, like, we've been calling you. I'm literally like, I can't actually get up yet. From it's too painful. I've already got up once to go to the toilet. I need to chill. Can you bring it to me? We can't bring it to you. I'm in a side room already. Like, people were just horrible, and it carries on. It feeds. There was no report to. She was the matron. So who am I going to say this woman spoke to me like this? She's already an arsehole. Let alone the students when they come along. They're too going to be arseholes because they're being trained by
That's
people.
what they've seen.
Yeah. It's all very. It's horrible.
I was lucky enough to be in Queen Charlotte's, and I must say, like, all of my care that I had there was amazing. I had a really great midwife, and the team around her were great too. And it's just in general, the care that I got at Queen Charlotte's, hats off to them. Apart from when they sent me home, and then I came back a couple of hours later in labour. That was good.
You're lucky, man. It is. It's hard. It's hard when you go into departments where you can tell they will lose a mother. And I was very lucky with Okai going into Queens. Queens had lost 4 women a year before. They were impeccable. They were like, we can't lose anybody, because they were being threatened with losing their maternity ward. So it's like, then you see the different level of care, and luckily they had switched up, but that's where we was in the NICO unit. And it's like, again, it's just scary. It's scary because there's not much you can do. You don't know, this is my first child. Your hands are in these people, like they can, they control you. They can tell you what you've got to do. And if they don't care, that's life and death. They do the wrong thing, you're killing me or you're killing my baby. Like, it's
and I hate when they try to make out like mothers are overreacting. Like, I've been with people when they've been in labor, and some of the midwives that I've seen, it's like, oh, calm down. It's like, this person's in pain. That's not what you should be telling them. How do you know what it feels like to them?
And I'm always concerned about my daughter. Like, I don't want her ever to get jaded, because it is a stressful job, and it is. You can see the same thing over and over again. You see the system and the sort of the behavior of people, all of that stuff. That's why it takes a very special person. But that kind of dismissiveness, whatever. How can you do that to someone? Because especially those who have had children, you know what the pain is. It's just not small feet. It's not. I don't know. You can't describe the pain. It's like indescribable agony. Those of us who get the majority of women get severe labor pain. Some people are blessed not to really get bad labor pain, but the majority of women get the extreme. As that woman was screaming, that's what I felt. That you turn it, you guttural pain,
right? And it's because it doesn't bring a fire. It's because where the baby was at that. You see, when the baby's there at that point, that you need to push. There is nothing else. Like, it is, as you said, it is from the core. There is no kind of like other description other than a ring of fire. I remember when I was younger, a woman. I knew one woman that she had. She was like in her 20s when I was like 10 or something like that. And I remember asking her what it was like to go through labor, and she said, "Imagine like a hot iron down there." And that was the best description that anyone's ever given me. Having gone through it myself now, it's the best description, because it is that. So when this woman is screaming, you know she's not overreacting. That is some serious pain that she's in.
And I don't know what comes into people's head to say, "Oh, calm down." Like, I don't understand how do you get to that point of jadedness or wickedness or bad mind that you could just say, "Oh, just give it a rest," or "Calm down." "Oh, she's in bed 5 is screaming her head off." Contractions fucking hurt.
And it's so dangerous as well. It is so dangerous to dismiss mothers when they're going through labor.
Yeah, it's so bad. And definitely with the whole thing of black people, they're assuming black people can tolerate more pain, and then that dismissive of black mothers and all of that stuff. Like I don't understand. Do you think they're just shouting for fun? Do you think we're just doing tribal noises? Or what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is that?
It's the level of they can handle it. Not too dissimilar to flipping Errol talking about we weren't being oppressive. We gave them food and jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. They can withstand it. They're workhorses. Exactly that.
Yeah. Like, of course, she's gonna have loads of kids. She's probably sitting there like, okay, so this is her third one. Yeah, she's just a baby mama. She like, you don't know what the preconceived notions are that this person isn't truly a human that deserves my care. I can sit on my ass and be typing away while I'm hearing her do screams. Like, how do you even do that? And not flinch. She didn't even flinch.
She didn't flinch.
Not once. Not once.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Says we're ignored whilst in labour, and then having a sickle cell crisis. Our pain is always deemed as being exaggerated and less than our white counterpart. Do not get me started talking about sickle cell. I watched my sister go through it when she was still with us. Thank you, Yvonne, for that. And the way that they treat you, and especially when they, and like with the fact that they understand what maternal, like labor pains and stuff, they understand, and the fact that they don't understand sickle cell is even worse because they just don't believe what my sister was accused of all stuff, and it comes with mental health because they've been in so much distress trying to deal with this crisis and no one understanding me. A lot of them have mental health issues. My sister had mental health issues along with it because her whole life is pain. Her whole life is trying to get everyone to understand that I am in critical pain at all times. And when I'm having a crisis, I need the drug. I need people to act quickly. The amount of times she was either in hospital or in a mental institution because they didn't know how to deal with her because she was in so much fucking pain.
There's so many people that have that. There's actually a video I didn't know.
The boy.
They were searching the room, being like, well, you know, truly is there pain meds being stashed? Like it's you're criminalizing people who are in crisis because you don't believe the level of pain and you think that they are just in there trying to get drugs.
Scam the system. Why? Why'd you go to that? I mean, there are definitely people who come through. Yes, there's some of that, but how often is that more than their reality? I thought you were going to actually talk about, there was a boy, I had it somewhere, the boy that's documenting his pain going through hospital when he's got a sickle cell crisis, and he's just saying, this is what it is, and he was giving a little bit of a motivational speech, like keep your head up, because that sickle cell crisis stuff is, even I don't understand it. Even I didn't understand this stuff.
I've seen that boy's page. I love his page. You know, this was recent. The police actually searching a patient's room, well, their bed area, while they're in crisis. They are there, the person is in crisis, and they're being like, we have to search, sir. We have to search. Like, just, it's like, come on, this is crazy. But there are so many people with sickle cell who say that it's like that. They're just ignored. Yeah. Or you're like, you sit there and they're kind of like watching you to see if it passes or something, but you're not treated like this is an emergency.
Yeah. In fact, you can die from. I just lost. My friend lost her daughter to that. She was here and then gone in that. She just recently.
The Honey Effect says it's not that they don't believe that we are in pain; they don't care that we are in pain.
Yeah,
that too.
That too.
There is that too.
Okay.
T says sickle cell was a perfect example of how our community experiences health inequalities. The support system around people with chronic conditions needs to be much stronger.
Yeah, it does. There needs. I don't know how long we can keep talking about it, especially from a sickle cell perspective. I don't know. There's so many people. At least more and more people are talking about it and stuff like that. It's a very strange thing that happens, but it is real. And there's the lifespan of a sickler is like 40 years, roughly. You're even lucky. My sister lived to 42.
Like, my friend Emmanuel died about 42. Yeah, he was 42 when he died. Yeah. And he was in and out of hospital. And eventually it was a heart attack. But, you know, that is... And then they say for some forms, there is some type of a cure. But remember, that was basically like a lottery system that they're offering on the NHS.
Yeah. And it's 1,000, they're saying, isn't it?
And also some of the
patients.
There's a transfusion way, and then there's also that it's like chemotherapy adjacent, and it's like that. Because then you get that treatment, then you get other issues, you know. Crazy. Like my sister had a brain aneurysm, and that ruptured from it. So it's all like all the off things it offsets. It's crazy. And also even in schools, when you have sex education, because it's not a majority thing, it should also be taught, because like I said to my daughter, she's a trait, I'm a trait. So I don't know, I don't think I had it in the forefront of my mind how serious it was to even think about my partner. Like, you're worried about HIV, you're worried about STDs, but actually as Black people, or I think it also affects the traveling community, some people, whoever's susceptible to sickle cell, you've got to really be careful about the partners that you choose. And that has to be an also added thing. Are you a trait? People don't think, I know that's not embedded into our teaching, which it should be. But again, it's just another thing that's on a burden on our back.
I think as well, not enough people know if they are a trait, and that's something that should be told. Because there are a lot of people that are just going about their business and don't actually know.
Yeah. Because I knew from
all the blood that they take from us in our lifetimes, you can do a simple test on folks to see what they have. You take enough blood to actually just be able to determine that. And yeah, most people don't know, unless it's in your, none of us totally got tested. So it's just through life that we know who else has the trait. But my mum wasn't saying I have the trait, but we didn't know. So it's like, maybe at one stage they were giving out cards, and I don't even think they do that anymore.
You used to have cards. Yep.
So she had a card, and I saw the card like in her bus pass. It was like, oh, you have sickle cell. I had friends that had sickle cell, so this was just like, oh, I don't have it. I have the trait. It's written there, and she didn't know much about it either. And I was like, is it in our family? Then afterwards, you find, oh, this cousin actually goes to hospital all the time because of it. So it's like, oh no, there's people. Then I would have to get checked as well. And I didn't until we started fertility treatment. It just, nobody ever is like, well, you should be checked as well because your mum has a trait. So you should, all of your kids should also have a blood test to check. They have it. It should be rolled out like that, like a public concern. Like,
Should be. Because it's not affecting the right type of people, they don't give a shit.
In regards to the query if sickle cell protects you from malaria, it can do. So it says the sickle cell trait, the carrier state, proves significant protection against severe malaria, but sickle cell disease does not. People with sickle cell trait have one copy of the sickle cell gene and are largely resistant to life-threatening malaria, whereas those with sickle cell disease having two copies of the gene are more susceptible to severe complications and often have a higher risk of death. So, you know.
Yeah, it's important for us to actually know what our status is. I don't know if even like for my mum's generation, if there was a stigma with it, is why they wouldn't talk about it. I could imagine that would be a factor in this, to not even disclose that this is what you have. But for us and our kids, it should be, you should know what your status is. And it's something to, like, you have to pick your partners according. And know what you have to do, even if you've got to go through different forms of IVF to mitigate that so that your child doesn't have it. But these are, if knowledge is power, as long as you know, there are ways to still have children with a partner if you want to be with them. But you should know.
Yeah, you have to be informed. You can't take the risk, because you could get a child that's cool, but when they get the full blown, because I think my daughter's got symptoms, being a trait, she has a few kind of issues that I'm like, you must have a high trait. We have bone and stuff issues adjacent. She has problems when it's cold and stuff like that. So some of our, and this is self-diagnosed, we don't necessarily know, but I kind of think some of her sensitivities are trait related, because we just don't know. There's no other kind of answer to it. There's similar kind of symptoms. So if you had actual sickle cell,
I don't even know how you get this test done, and we didn't know that we had it in the family. But there is another one, G6PD, which is similar to sickle cell, and both of my boys have it. And it's only because they were prem that they did this other test, because what was it? It was vitamin K. They're allergic to vitamin K.
Okay.
And so vitamin K to every baby from a
they do.
And then they did a test, and they were like, "Oh, he has G6PD," and I'm like, "Who? What the hell is this?"
I've heard of that. Explain it a bit more. What is it again?
So G6PD, it's very similar. So it's still the blood cell shape is slightly different, and so there's certain foods that can trigger you into a form of a crisis. in another term, like some beans that you shouldn't eat. It's more prevalent within the Mediterranean community as well, but some Black people do have it, and it forms similarly. It's like a defense mechanism that he has done. We didn't know this was in our family, but it's there. So Kaija didn't have vitamin K, and they tested him, and he does have it as well. And when I asked for the test, like which one of us parents has it, that was long to get done, and they were talking about, you got to pay for it. It's like,
yeah, there's a weirdness around getting your information about your blood, which I don't understand. That's
I don't get it, but they were taking blood from me all the time.
Yes, his father.
Yeah, so I always think that, like, when they're taking all the bloods and they say that they can't test for all these different things, I'm like, why not?
Like, how dare you? How can you tell us not to? What do we lose, or what do you lose if I don't just know my blood type even? I keep saying I want to do a private test, and so I can eat the foods that make sense to my genetic makeup, but it shouldn't.
Oh yes, like the blood type diet.
Yeah, I really, because I know one person that does it, and I actually know my daughter's cousin. Oh, our family, yeah, on our side actually. She is very, very allergic. She has loads of allergies, and she took that blood test, and she's not better, but now she's according to what her body can withstand, and she's better from having all these breakouts and allergies and not being able to eat all this and that. She now eats according to her blood type and her genetic makeup, and she's better for it. Better for it. I do want to you can go. There's some pharmacies that do it. There are some pharmacies that do it. Yeah, thalassemia is another one as well.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. It was literally just G6PD I'd never heard of before. And my cousin, who is a nurse, when I said it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's in our family. I have it." I'm like, we have a WhatsApp group. Can these things be shared?
Yeah, things like that actually. Readily accessible family information. There needs to be a Google file, a document, or a Microsoft file. There are other companies available. Have your folder information, please. It makes sense. You just things you don't think about. A family medical book just to easily draw for. Yeah. All right.
Okay, we're off ski.
Let's go. All right, guys. Thank you. It's been news and nonsense.
Hey, people. It was AK's birthday on Friday, and we've had one donation. I know we haven't been calling you out for this, but bros,
last birthday I got bare.
This is it's getting less and less. Come on now.
Look, I'm showing you a rat inside a.
What's this?
What
Why
the
are you
hell
showing this?
A rabbit.
Why would you show that? Why would you do that? I don't even want to look at it. I'm not looking at it.
It's making me itchy.
So basically, it was a faulty stove. I didn't find it was a critter. A critter was inside it.
Yeah, not looking.
I don't know if it's dead or it's just stuck.
Imagine that. It's not moving.
Can you remove it? Can you stop sharing it now?
You know what it is? It's the zoom in.
We were talking about your birthday, and then you start showing critters.
I actually thought you was going to your stories.
That's what I thought she was doing. That's exactly what I thought she was doing.
Really? No.
Show us some dirty things.
Show the people then before we go. Show them what we got.
What am I showing?
From your birthday.
Your birthday.
Oh. Okay. I didn't necessarily need to.
And guys, if you want to do some donations while we're still on, please do. I mean, it is Sunday. It's still Sunday after all. And only Yvonne has tithed so far. Come on, guys. You know what tithing is. Don't pretend like you ain't Christians now.
Oh, wow. This was
you think I'm falling out of the sky.
Yay! There we go.
Thank you.
That's so.
I need your love each and every day.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
me for cutting it. That was hilarious.
Have you got the lineup? Oh god, that was hilarious to watch. Yeah, I was there at that point. I was I think I was sitting down eating cake.
Yes, you got involved a little bit. We had a great time. Nana was, of course, she was there, man. She was there, and she said, I don't know, because there's a few videos being sent. I haven't put them all up. I'm tired,
Nana
man.
was singing Journey, and all the
Everyone
white
was
people
calling me a white girl.
Yeah, all the white people songs.
And I wanted us to do Music in You. We had More Than Words. I don't know who filmed anything, but yeah, we got a lot. And then Nana had to get Wonderwall in. I think I had that somewhere. But yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Momo, the godmother. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, look, Sora Bennett. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
I swear, hang on, I saw Sistrin.
This is your music. Oh, Sister, thank you. Thank you. So we did it at the same time.
I'm doing it again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I can go buy some shoes. I will not.
Oh, look. Ashes.
Oh, thank you, Ashes. Thank you, sis. Appreciate ya. Oh,
thank you, guys. Thank you. You came through in the end. You came through. And big monies as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. Lovely. Yeah, we had a brilliant time, but that's why we were later today, because it was a lot. What time did we leave the place? We were there until 4, innit?
Yeah, roughly just about 4 before it finished. And I'd been out the night before and all day. My daughter treated me all day. Then I went out and got in late. And then 23 hours. It's been a whole thing. Thank you so much, everybody.
I still can't believe we were there until 4 a.m.
I know, it was good. It was fun.
I'm going home. Peace.
No, you really wasn't. I'm out.
It was a good time. It was so fun.
It was good. It was just that they were ignoring our Afrobeats request, but they played Bhangra. I was thoroughly offended. I was like, you guys are out of order. But the music was good. It's a different crowd.
I'm sure it's Bhangra.
Yeah.
It was actual like authentic Bhangra.
Oh, it was okay. Because there's
I mean that's what made us a bit like, hold on a minute.
There's a few Trini soca tunes that sound like it.
No, this was
or it may be, but it sounded like Bhangra. Yeah. Either way, they weren't going to the African side of things. It was like, guys, okay, cool. And they were slightly older. It was an older crowd. I liked the crowd. Like I was like, I like this. They're a bit older.
There were some uncles there though. Some real codgers.
It felt like we were the young things in there.
No, I didn't feel like that. I feel like there was, maybe you felt young. I think there were age mates in there.
Yes, but we're saying there were some uncles and some codgers.
Yeah, there were some codgers. It was a mix. It was like, yeah, it was a decent crowd. But we didn't pay any attention. We were just in our little corner, just having fun. It was cool, and the music was good.
It was cool.
I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, so I appreciate everybody. So, all right, guys, I must go to bed.
Especially if you didn't want to do anything. So
I didn't.
Well done, you.
I like the last minute stuff of it because then it's like, oh, spontaneous a little bit. Yeah,
karaoke is fun. We should also try and do like a group trip to karaoke.
That's what we should do. We should do it.
Saw us
Entourage's karaoke session.
Yeah. Definitely an Entourage karaoke session. Oh, can you remember the girl's name that came over and took pictures? Can't remember her name now.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Yeah, thank you for coming.
If you see this, yes, that was lovely. It was nice each time I went out. It was like seeing somebody else, being like, "You Auntie Nana."
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's very sweet.
It was a nice night out.
Nice. All right.
All right,
So,
folks.
Back next week. See you later.
Bye. Have a good week.